An important development in the Madeleine McCann case. A convicted pedophile who was living in the area at the time of the British toddler's disappearance now says he will talk with investigators. Just ahead, we'll tell you what this might mean for the case.
We want to start, though, with our top story of the morning, the impending battle over President Obama's pick for the Supreme Court, Sonia Sotomayor. Conservatives are already labeling her a liberal activist. NBC's justice correspondent Pete Williams is at the Supreme Court with more on this. Pete, good morning.
Matt, good morning to you. It's clear that President Obama, a former law professor, chose her as much for her academic background and her legal experience as for her remarkable personal odyssey. At a dramatic ceremony Tuesday at the White House, Sonia Sotomayor's mother, Selena, wept while watching the president nominate her daughter to be the first Hispanic on the Supreme Court.
She's faced down barriers, overcome the odds, lived out the American dream that brought her parents here so long ago.
Judge Sotomayor began life in public housing in the Bronx, born to parents from Puerto Rico. Her factory worker father spoke no English and died when she was 9. Her mother worked 2 jobs to get her through Catholic school.
I am all I am because of her, and I am only half the woman she is.
Inspired as a child by the fictional exploits of Detective Nancy Drew, and impressed by the judges on TV's Perry Mason, she decided on a legal career. She excelled at Princeton, where she met her husband. They divorced after 6 years and had no children. And she was a top law student at Yale, becoming a lawyer, a prosecutor, then a federal trial judge in 1992. 3 years later, she ruled for major league players, ending the baseball strike.
Some say that Judge Sotomayor saved baseball.
President Clinton made her an appeals court judge in 1997.
I strive never to forget the real-world consequences of my decisions.
But some conservatives criticize her for saying this about judges in a 2001 speech. A wise Latina woman with the richness of her experiences would more often than not reach a better conclusion than a white male who hasn't lived that life.
Imagine if a white man said, I think a white man would make a better decision than a Latina or a black woman. I mean, we would justifiably be completely outraged.
Conservatives also attacked a ruling she voted for last year, supporting New Haven, Connecticut. The city threw out a promotion test for firefighters because none of the blacks did well enough to qualify. White firefighters took the case to the Supreme Court, accusing the city of reverse discrimination.
Every American understands the sacrifices firefighters make. But on Sotomayor's court, the content of your character is not as important as the color of your skin.
And opponents say a statement she made in 2005 shows she's an activist judge.
Court of Appeals is where policy is made. And I know this is on tape, and I should never say that because we don't make law, I know. Okay, I know.
But her supporters say she's not an activist judge who often overturns laws or sets criminals free. They say she's in the liberal mainstream, like David Souter, the justice she's now nominated to succeed. Natalie?
Pete Williams, thank you. And while President Obama's pick is drawing plenty of praise from Democrats, are Republicans gearing up for a fight? NBC's chief White House correspondent Chuck Todd is traveling with the president in Las Vegas. Chuck, good morning.
Good morning, Natalie.
She certainly has had a storybook life, as the president talked about her extraordinary journey yesterday. But what sort of political calculation went into President Obama's choice in selecting Judge Sotomayor? And is he gearing up for a fight from Republicans?
Well, it's interesting. Look, when you look at Supreme Court picks, the most important day is rollout day. And for as far as the White House is concerned, the rollout went spectacular. When you look at and you compare it to John Roberts and how President Bush's White House rolled him out, it was a similar perfect performance. Democrats were caught off guard. They didn't know how to respond. Well, yesterday, a lot of Republicans truly were caught off guard. In many ways, Natalie, they practiced political restraint. You didn't hear many outside of Rush Limbaugh and Mitt Romney, the 2008 presidential candidate. Other than those 2 major figures, everybody else, from the chairman of the Republican Party to the Senate Minority Leader to key members on the Senate Judiciary Committee, Republicans of all stripes seemed to really hold back. You did not see a lot of criticism. Sure, some interest groups seemed to criticize, but you didn't see much criticism there. And that tells you that this thing is probably on a fast track at this point. She would have to have a very bad actual hearing for this thing to get derailed.
Right. And Chuck, if a Senate confirmation is likely, which it appears it will be, don't don't Republicans have to be very careful, and they walk a very fine line on how they push back on this nomination?
Well, they do. And what you've got here, when you think about what happened in 2008 and the Hispanic vote went 2-1 Democrat, and if Republicans don't want to see their vote against Sotomayor to be seen as somehow anti-Hispanic. Now, there will be some conservatives who believe there is plenty of fodder out there in her judicial record to go against her, and that they're going to have to make that case carefully. But what they're afraid of, and you talk to Republicans privately, what they're afraid of is that somehow criticism of her will look anti-Hispanic, and that will only create bigger political problems down the road in 2010 and 2012, Natalie.
All right, Chuck Todd traveling with the president in Las Vegas. Thank you, Chuck. It is 7:07, and for more now, here's Matt.
All right, Natalie, thank you. Two men on the Senate Judiciary Committee who will be instrumental in Sotomayor's confirmation process are New York Senator Chuck Schumer, who wrote to President Obama in April urging him to appoint her if the opportunity presented itself, and the committee's ranking Republican Senator Jeff Sessions from Alabama. Senators, good morning to both of you.
Good morning.
Senator Sessions, let me start with you. In making this nomination yesterday, the president said that walking in the door, she would bring more experience on the bench and more varied experience on the bench than anyone currently serving on the United States Supreme Court had when they were appointed. So in terms of pure resume, is she completely qualified to serve?
She has a good resume, the kind of resume I like to see in a nominee, and that gives her a record that can be examined, and we can see how well she's performed, whether she's been faithful to the law or not, or whether she has a tendency to be aggressive from the bench and assert her own feelings and politics or empathies.
Senator Schumer, a Supreme Court analyst for the conservative Cato Institute, said, quote, she is not the most qualified nominee. If she weren't Hispanic, she wouldn't have even been on the short list. Is that a fair statement? Is this about ethnicity or qualifications?
It's not fair at all. She is just top-notch legally. First, her academic record, to graduate summa cum laude from Princeton, to graduate on the Yale Law Review, very hard to make, and the selection is blind. You don't even know the name of the person you're selecting. And her record on the bench is outstanding. The judges in the Second Circuit, lawyers who have opposed her from the business side and other side, think she's a top-notch lawyer. That statement's unfair.
Senator Sessions, to go back to something you said, quote, we must determine if Ms. Sotomayor understands that the proper role of a judge is to act as a neutral umpire of the law. I assume you're specifically referring to what she said in 2005 on tape at Duke University, where she said the Court of Appeals is where policy is made. Not laws are interpreted, policy is made. Is that a disqualifier in your opinion?
Well, we need to inquire into that and give her a fair opportunity to explain it, but on its face, that's very troubling. A judge must submit themselves to the law and be faithful to the law and to serve under the law. They're not above the law. And I think it's further exacerbated by President Clinton's promise to find someone who will use empathy in making decisions. And I think that is a non-legal standard. And so the combination requires, I think, those of us in the Senate to give her an absolutely fair hearing, which I intend to try to do as best I can, and to then determine whether or not she will be faithful to the law or whether she'll allow her personal or political views to influence her decision-making.
Senator Schumer, we have an expression in television, caught on tape, okay? Those are her words, caught on tape from 2005. The Court of Appeals is where policy is made. I mean, does that make her an activist judge, activist being a radioactive word in some quarters?
Well, I'd say not at all. First, you look at her record. She clearly puts rule of law first. Second, as is the policy, as is sort of characteristic of our politics these days, they left out the second line. She says, I don't advocate that. In other words, she says a policy is made in the Court of Appeals, but I don't advocate that. And so once you hear the whole tape, I think the rug will be pulled out from under that argument.
Senator Sessions, what about this tightrope that some are saying the Republicans have to walk during these confirmation hearings, that you want to hold this nominee's feet to the fire? You don't want to be a rubber stamp for the president's nomination of Judge Sotomayor. But on the other hand, this is the first Hispanic nominee to the nation's highest court. And do you run the risk of alienating a large group of voters at a time when the Republican Party can ill afford to alienate anyone?
Well, certainly the Republican Party needs to broaden its tent and do the things that are good for outreach. But I just got to tell you, we have an absolute constitutional duty to make sure that any nominee, no matter what their background and how what kind of life story they have, that we examine that so the American people can know that the person we give a lifetime appointment to, we can't even dock their pay once they get in office, that person will be faithful to the law and not allow their personal views to influence decision making. This is a fundamental question of American law. It's been placed in the context over a contest over a number of years. And I think it's time for us to reaffirm, and I hope this hearing will allow us to discuss that, to reaffirm the classic American values of the independent judge, blind justice, the kind of things that have made the legal system so fabulous in America.
And Matt, Jeff is entitled, they're entitled to a hearing. We'll allow them to ask all questions. I think when they look at her record, they're going to support her. She's moderate. She's excellent. She is just the kind of judge we need in America.
What's the vote in the committee, Senator?
Oh, I think the vote will be overwhelming. I do, because the more you look at her record, the more you like her. And, of course, her story brings a tear to your eye and makes me proud, not only of her, but of being American.
And we'll leave it on that note. Senators Chuck Schumer and Jeff Sessions. Senators, thanks to both of you.
Thank you.
Let us now get a check of the rest of the morning's top stories. Anne's on assignment in Iran. Hoda Kotb's at the news desk with all the headlines. Hi, Hoda. Good morning.
Good morning, Matt, and good morning, everybody. We begin with a deadly attack this morning in Lahore, Pakistan that killed at least 30 people and wounded more than 250. NBC's Ian Williams is just outside Lahore, and he joins us now on the phone. Ian, tell us what happened.
Hoda, this was a massive bomb aimed at Pakistan's forces. Those casualty figures are expected to rise. Rescue workers with bulldozers and heavy lifting equipment are still sifting through the mangled wreckage of what was the police emergency response headquarters in Lahore. Now, that building was completely destroyed. The headquarters of military intelligence next door was badly damaged. It wasn't a suicide attack. The bombers parked their car in a street between those two buildings and abandoned it, firing at guards and detonating the massive bomb remotely. Now, Pakistan's interior minister has blamed it on the Taliban. The army's fighting them at the moment in the Swat Valley, and they've threatened to bring this battle to Pakistan's heartland. The minister saying this is a war for our survival, Hoda.
All right, Ian Williams near Lahore, Pakistan. Thank you so much, Ian. More tough talk from North Korea, which reportedly has restarted a weapons-grade nuclear plant. Today it announced that South Korea's decision to participate in a U.S. program to intercept ships suspected of carrying weapons of mass destruction amounts to a declaration of war. General Motors has an agreement with the Auto Workers Union this morning on a new restructuring plan, but bankruptcy is still not off the table. CNBC's Melissa Lee has the latest. Good morning, Melissa.
Good morning to you, Hoda. And General Motors could file for bankruptcy as early as this weekend, but this plan would make the restructuring process a bit faster. Now, under the plan, the union would own as much of it as a 17.5% stake in the automaker, with the U.S. picking up a 70% stake. But here's what is critical. Under this plan, the bondholders, the secured lenders, would get paid back in full. Those secured lenders include big banks like Citigroup as well as J.P. Morgan. There had been some debate as to whether these bondholders would get paid back. That had been viewed as a roadblock in this whole process, and now that roadblock is removed. Hoda.
All right, Melissa, thank you so much for that. Today, a zookeeper was mauled to death by a rare white tiger at a wildlife park in New Zealand as visitors watched in horror. The tiger was later killed. Officials do not know why it attacked. Hundreds of people took to the streets last night in California protesting the state Supreme Court's decision to uphold a ban on same-sex marriage. The court also ruled that 18,000 same-sex weddings that took place before the voters' approval of the ban are still valid. And a milestone mission today as a Russian rocket lifted off with 3 crew members. They will double the number of permanent residents of the International Space Station from 3 to 6. You are now up to date. It is 7:16. Back to Matt, Natalie, and Al.
Hope they all get along.
Getting crowded up there on the International Space Station.
Arguing about who's going to be watching what on TV.
Thank you, Hoda. Let's get a first check of the weather. Al's got it for us.
That's right, and we're looking at some unsettled weather through a wide swath of the country. As we take a look, we have a risk of strong storms from Shreveport up to Cape Girardeau. Not for tornadoes, but large hail, damaging winds, and you can see showers now starting to fire up Dallas, Austin, working their way on up into parts of Arkansas. And it's part of a wider system that's going to bring scattered showers throughout the Great Lakes on into the Northeast and the Mid-Atlantic states. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Mostly cloudy skies this morning as we take a look from our OHSU tram cam, but we will see more sunshine by this afternoon. Here is a look at your 7-day forecast. We'll be warming up to about 76 degrees here in the metro area under partly sunny skies. Thursday up into the 80s with a high of 84. Sunshine and the sunny conditions continuing all the way through the weekend. We'll be in the 80s through Sunday.
That's your latest weather. Natalie?
Al, thank you. And now to the heartbreaking death of Mike Tyson's 4-year-old daughter, a death police are calling a tragic accident. NBC's George Lewis has the latest.
Police in Phoenix say the girl, named Exodus, had a cord or rope from an exercise treadmill wrapped around her neck. Her mother called 911.
The mom began to perform CPR. Police officers arrived within a couple of minutes, started CPR. The fire department was right behind the police officers.
Police said the girl was placed on life support at this hospital but never regained consciousness. Mike Tyson was in Las Vegas and flew immediately to Phoenix to be at his daughter's bedside. Later, a public relations agency for Tyson released this statement. The Tyson family would like to extend our deepest and most heartfelt thanks for all your prayers and support, and we ask that we be allowed our privacy at this difficult time. Safety experts say that in the last few years, there has been a 2/3 increase in the number of accidents involving children and treadmills. Now this tragic accident has focused new attention on these hazards. In an interview last month with MTV, Tyson, who has been in and out of trouble with the law, been through bankruptcy and drug rehab, talked about how he's been trying to rebuild his relationship with his girlfriend and his children.
I neglected my children. I neglected people I was in love with at one time and stuff. And I'm getting the blunt of it right now. You know, in this stage of my life, I'm starting to feel the pain and the effects from it.
And now, more pain for the man once known in the ring as Iron Mike. For today, George Lewis, NBC News, Los Angeles.
It is such a sad story. 7:19 right now. Once again, here's Matt.
All right, Natalie, thank you. More than 2 years after the disappearance of British toddler Madeleine McCann, private investigators say that a convicted pedophile living in the area at the time has agreed to talk to them. NBC's Donna Friesen's in London with the latest on this story. Donna, good morning to you.
Good morning, Matt. This man was first identified last week as a possible suspect in the Madeleine McCann case. He was tracked down to Germany, where he's being treated for throat cancer, and at first refused to speak to investigators about the case. Now it seems he's changed his mind. He's 64 years old and ill with cancer, and until now, convicted pedophile Raymond Hewlett has refused to speak to the private investigators hired by Kate and Jerry McCann. Hewlett has told reporters he had nothing to do with Madeleine McCann's disappearance, but suspicions were raised because this former British soldier has a long record of sex attacks on young girls. He was living not far from the McCann's Portuguese holiday apartment at the time Madeleine disappeared, and because he resembles a sketch of a man an eyewitness says was seen acting suspiciously nearby. Hewlett has allegedly confessed to friends he knew the layout of the McCann's holiday apartment and admitted parking his van near the holiday complex. Now it's reported he will speak to the McCann's investigators, though they stress he is just one of the leads they are following. It's been more than 2 years since the little girl disappeared from her bed while her parents had dinner nearby. Last month, the McCanns tried to revive public interest in the case by releasing this computer-generated image of how Madeleine might look today, aged 6. There are reports several other new leads have emerged since then, including reports that a number of known pedophiles were living in southern Portugal when Madeleine disappeared. That's what the McCanns investigators are now believed to be focusing on. The McCann spokesperson stresses Raymond Hewlett is just one line of inquiry, and the family's private investigators want to talk to him to eliminate him. He's under no obligation to cooperate with them, nor is anyone else, since this is now a private investigation. The police investigation in Portugal is closed. In fact, the McCanns are reportedly furious to learn that some people who called recently with potential information were told not only that the case was closed, but that the police said Madeleine is dead. Matt?
Donna Friesen in London for us this morning. Donna, thank you very much. Still to come on a Wednesday morning, new details overnight on the apparent abduction of a missing mother and daughter in Pennsylvania. We're going to speak exclusively with the woman's ex-husband, the father of that little girl. But first, this is Today on NBC.
Susie Orman's masterclass for 2009. What to do with your money, when to do it, and how.
Here is the action plan for all of you. Go on, America!
Next Oprah.
Today at 4 on News Channel 8. Let Conan make you laugh at night. Then laugh with Drew in the morning. We've got you covered. The Tonight Show with Conan O'Brien, starting June 1st. At TNC dealerships, it's the Memorial Day event. You'll save with certified pre-owned vehicles that are tagged with historically low prices. Your smartest value for certified pre-owned vehicles is at Town & Country dealerships in Milwaukee and Wilsonville. See us at drivehomehappy.com.
New Alpenrose Organic. Nature makes our milk.
Our bank, the one that handles our finances, has been acquired. I want to convey that I am very confident that we will. What they did do is give me a phone number here. Now, I don't know if this is actually a specific person. This morning it was Steve. It's not going well. I managed to actually get through this whole thing this morning. I wish I'd
Sterling Savings Bank.
left a trail of breadcrumbs for you.
Now more than ever.
Casabella brings a world of quality granite to your home at the lowest price. And because we buy direct, we pass the savings on to you. Check out our 40/40 kitchen offer. 40 square feet of granite installed for $40 a square foot. Casabella, direct importer and distributor for over 10 years.
At TNC dealerships, it's the Memorial Day event. Saving with cars starting at $75.88 or getting up to 50% off MSRP as your smart move to save. It's all at Town & Country dealerships in Milwaukee and Wilsonville. See us at drivehomehappy.com.
Still to come, a warning about predators targeting homeowners facing foreclosure.
Plus, no pole needed, and extreme fisherman explains what he's up to after your local news.
Getting ready to plant? Chances are your soil is like this. Compacted, drained of nutrients. It'll hold your plants, but it'll also hold them back. The solution? Miracle Grow Garden Soil. The perfect mix of rich organic ingredients and Miracle Grow plant food. Just mix it in and turn bad soil into great soil. Helps plants grow twice as big. Instead of holding them back, they'll leap ahead. Miracle Grow Garden Soil and new moisture control garden soil.
My guys brush their teeth like they clean their room. I'm glad Anti-Cavity Listerine Smart Rinse attracts stuff like a magnet, then shows it in the sink.
Ew, gross. Cool.
Kills bad breath germs, too.
Listerine Smart Rinse cleans up after your kids.
Early light breaks through. Music and dance calling you. The best part of waking up is Folgers in your cup.
When it comes to being more like the original, some 100-calorie snacks just fall flat. "100-calorie Right Bites. Make the most of every bite. 100-calorie Right Bites mini fudge stripes. Made with real Keebler fudge.
Gracious.
100-calorie Right Bites. Make the most of every bite.
First we add the baking soda, then we put the vinegar.
Scientific explorations in the kitchen? Bring it.
It started bubbling.
New Bounty is thick and absorbent. It cleans the mess with less.
Then you know what, Teddy? It exploded! Yeah, it hit the ceiling.
In lab tests, Bounty absorbs twice as much as the bargain brand. And it's more durable.
It was really cool.
Why use more when you can use less? New Bounty, the thick, quicker picker-upper.
Curtis Trailers has a full selection of lightweight trailers that can be towed with a small gas-efficient vehicle. It's the ultimate answer to low-cost family adventure vacations. Choose from Oregon's largest selection at Curtis Trailers, Portland and Beaverton.
At Mattress World, we want you to get a great night's sleep. And we have the largest selection at $5.99, plus free bed frame, free delivery, free fitted sheet, free flat sheet, 2 free pillowcases, and 2 free pillows, free haul away of the old, 101-night comfort guarantee, and free financing for 1 full year. We make sure you get the best value for your dollar, so if we can't beat the price on any comparable mattress, then the mattress is free.
It's not too late to sleep like a baby. Mattress World.
It's our best carpet sale ever.
buy any of our 15-year gold label carpets and get one room with the whole house installed for just $99. And for a limited time, we'll throw in the pad too. It's our best carpet sale ever at our best price. Hurry in.
Dial 503 Carpets.
Watch the PGE Solve Starlight Parade Saturday night at 9. From the KGW studio on the square, this is a News Channel 8 update.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Brenda Braxton. 3 people are hurt after someone opened fire at a park in Salem. Police are now looking for the gunman. One of the victims has life-threatening injuries. You're asked to call Salem Police if you have any information. There's a big vote this morning at TriMet headquarters to possibly cut service for buses and train routes. The board is considering modifying 20 bus routes and canceling 4 others. It's 7:27 now with a look at traffic. Here's Michael Convery.
All right, thanks, Brenda. Inbound on the Sunset Highway, still doing pretty good on this Wednesday morning. And the cloud cover we have this morning is helping with that drive in. Looking good over Sylvan and off and on down towards Vista Ridge Tunnel. Things crowd up a little bit. Westbound on the Sunset here, you'll see that stall off to the right shoulder there, but it's not really affecting the drive as yet. Outbound on the Sunset, I-5 southbound looks good out of Vancouver and down through Delta Park. Keely Chalmers has a look at your forecast.
Thanks, Mike. Yeah, mostly cloudy skies this morning will turn to partly sunny skies in the metro area by this afternoon. Temperatures right now out there right around 50 degrees. Here's what we can expect. Morning clouds, afternoon sunshine, slightly warmer today with a high of 76. We'll make it into the 80s as we head into the weekend.
For more than a decade, only Hyundai can say America's best warranty. Today, only Hyundai can say we'll send you money for driving our vehicles. Tell your friends, tell your family that you're getting up to $650 a month till the end of the year. And in times like these, only Hyundai can say if you lose your income, you can return the Hyundai, but keep the money. It's all a part of the Hyundai Assurance. Right now, only Hyundai can say sales event. Get up to $5,500 in total savings. Visit your Pacific Northwest Hyundai dealers today.
Another one bites the dust. A-Boy Plumbing and Electrical in Vancouver, Tigard, Northwest Vaughan, and Foster Road is going out of business. Save on designer fixtures, vanities, and tools. Everything is on sale to clear out. Come in and save today at A-Boy.
On George's first tour of Greece.
Who's my driver? The creepy, hairy, creepy guy? He's right behind me, isn't he?
He was the last person she wanted to be stuck with.
You're so uptight and skinny.
Skinny?
On June 5th.
I think he shaved just for you.
The star of My Big Fat Greek Wedding.
He's quiet, but I call it mysterious.
Just might find love.
The guy you're not looking for went that way.
Where she least expects it.
Your butt is too small.
It didn't.
My Life in Ruins. In theaters everywhere, June 5th. Rated PG-13.
Savvy investors choose Cooney BMW for certified pre-owned cars. Business is strong and they have plenty of money to loan with finance rates as low as 1.9% APR. The Northwest #1 certified pre-owned BMW dealer, Cooney BMW in Beaverton.
Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. She always gone too long. Anytime she goes away.
7:30 now on a Wednesday morning, May 27, 2009. Arkansas's own Chris Allen went from underdog to top dog on American Idol, and tomorrow, on Today, he will be singing on our plaza with a special live performance. But if you were more of an Adam fan, don't worry, Adam Lambert will be here as well. It's a double shot of Idol, and it's coming up just about 25 hours from right now.
And counting.
Yeah, I'm Matt Lauer along with Natalie Morales. Meredith is on assignment. She, of course, a huge fan of American Idol. You're a fan as well.
I watched all season long. I've watched all 7 seasons, so I'm excited.
So you're looking forward to meeting those two guys, and we're looking forward to having. If you're coming to the show, come early because we have a feeling it's going to be a really big crowd.
Jam-packed.
Just ahead in this half hour, we've got a warning for homeowners.
That's right. You know, record numbers, of course, of people are facing foreclosures and looking for help, and they can often make easy targets for people hoping to pull off a quick con, and it is happening like crazy. Just ahead, Barbara Corcoran is going to walk us through some scams that you should be sure to watch out for.
Also ahead, remember this guy, extreme fisherman Matt Watson. He's the guy who jumped out of the helicopter right onto the back of a marlin. Well, you won't believe what he's using to fish with now, his bare hands. We're going to talk to him and ask him why in just a couple. He'll also count his fingers live for us on TV.
That thing is huge. That's kind of
catfish.
scary.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. All right. First, though, more on the death desperate search for a mother and daughter abducted on Tuesday after an apparent traffic accident outside of Philadelphia. We'll speak exclusively with that woman's ex-husband and little girl's father in just a moment. But first, NBC's Peter Alexander is in Upper Southampton, Pennsylvania with the very latest. Peter, good morning.
Natalie, good morning to you. The last time police heard from Bonnie Sweden and her 9-year-old daughter, Julia Riccozzi, they said they were in the trunk of their abductor's car. But there was no evidence when they found that car a little bit later that they had been seen at that location. Now, we know an Amber Alert was issued for Julia. This morning, a critical piece of evidence was found. That vehicle inside, neither the mother or daughter.
She loves her kids, and I know she's protecting Julia. That's all I know she is.
Police say 38-year-old Bonnie Sweden and her 9-year-old daughter Julia Riccozzi were abducted while driving to the doctor's office in their SUV, a 2005 GMC Yukon Denali. Sweden used her cell phone to dial 911 from the trunk of her abductor's car.
She indicates that she had been rear-ended in her vehicle by two black males driving what was described as a 1990s black Cadillac. She said in the call that they placed her and her 9-year-old daughter Julia in the trunk of the Cadillac and drove off.
Sweden told police the abduction took place near her home in Upper Southampton Township, but the cell phone call to 911 was traced to downtown Philadelphia, nearly 25 miles away. Early this morning, police found Sweden's SUV parked in downtown Philadelphia with no one inside. It's unclear whether there was any evidence of an accident. As police stood guard outside the family's home, family and friends expressed grief and concern.
I don't know what happened, why happened, but very, very shocking.
Investigators attempted to track Sweden's cell phone after the 911 call, but it reportedly, Natalie, had been shut down. Bonnie Sweden also has 2 other children, Paige and Faith. The oldest, Paige, put a message on her Facebook page yesterday asking everyone to pray for the safe return of her mom and her sister.
Peter Alexander, thank you. And the FBI is asking for anyone with information to call their Philadelphia field office. That number is 215-418-4000. Tony Riccozzi is Bonnie's ex-husband and Julia's father. He's with us exclusively along with FBI Special Agent J.J. Claver. Good morning to you both.
Good morning.
And Mr. Claver, if I can, let me start with you because I know there's some overnight developments in this case. Can you bring us up to date?
Well, I think you've summarized it. The overnight development was the recovery of the car in Center City, Philadelphia around 2 a.m. That car was taken to the Upper Southampton Township Police Department, and we'll have agents and detectives from there processing that car forensically today.
This was the SUV, and what condition was that car in, and what more can you tell us about the possibly finding the abductor's car as well?
Well, we don't have any information about that. I know that some of the news agencies were reporting there was a Cadillac found, but right now there's really no information about any Cadillac being connected to this.
Are there
found.
any new tips coming into the tip line there on the whereabouts of Bonnie and Julia?
We're following up on a lot of leads. We are getting some good information. There's a lot of leads we have to follow up on, and we've been doing that overnight and are continuing to do that today.
Of course, the greatest lead was that 911 distress call that Bonnie placed while she was in the trunk of her abductor's vehicle. What other information was she able to give you about the abductors in this case?
Well, there was not a lot of specific information given out, and again, because of the ongoing nature of this, there's not a lot of information we can release about that right now. Our number one priority is getting this 9-year-old girl and her mother back safely. Mm-hmm. That's priority number one for us.
Do you think this was a random act?
Really, we don't have any comment on that right now. There's no way to predict until we can get people who we can interview who were there to get the first-hand account. It would be inappropriate to speculate at this point.
All right, let me bring in Tony now. And Tony, of course, you're the father of the little girl, Julia, and I understand that you spent the day on Monday with her, and I know how distraught you must be going through this right now. Tell me about your little girl.
She loves the Phillies. She plays softball. She's always dancing around the house.
When police called you and you heard what happened and you heard the news, I'm sorry as well. When police called you and you heard what happened and they told you about this 911 call, what were you thinking?
That this was not real. That this stuff you see on TV and stuff that doesn't happen to me. I mean, I was in shock. Still in shock.
What about your ex-wife, Bonnie? Tell me how, I know that you maintain a good relationship with her. How is she as a mother?
She's a great mother. I mean, she's very organized, always on top of all the stuff the girls have going on. Their dancing and their softball and doctor's appointments, all that stuff. She's a very good mother.
Is there anyone in your knowledge that would want to do something like this to them? I mean, do you know, was there anybody who had something against your wife?
Not to my knowledge, no.
So you have no idea why they were taken?
No, I have no clue. Just no clue at all.
If you could say something to the
No
abductors if they're watching, what is it you would like to tell them?
I would like to tell them to let them go. There's no reason to keep them. I don't understand why they would want to keep them. Just let them go. That's all I can say. I mean, I don't understand why they would want to keep them. I mean, we don't have money. We're not, I don't understand. I don't understand.
I know that your heart must be breaking because time is of the essence. And Special Agent Claver, I know that an Amber Alert has been issued in the meantime for the 9-year-old Julia, and police are now searching for the Cadillac as well. Can you tell us any further description of the vehicle that you're looking for?
Really, the only description we have is what was provided in the original 911 call. So there's not a lot of information about that Cadillac, but we're working very closely in conjunction with the Philadelphia Police Department and the Upper Southampton Police Department. And, we've put this Amber Alert out, and we're trying to get the information as far and wide as we can to generate as many leads as we can.
Well, we certainly hope that this helps today. And Tony Riccozzi, we are so sorry. We're hoping for the best, and we'll, of course, continue to be on top of the story as well. So thank you for being on with us. And Special Agent J.J. Claver, thank you as well for your time this morning.
Thank you.
Again, if you have any information, time is of the essence, as you heard. Please contact the Philadelphia FBI office. The phone number 215-418-4000, and tipsters can remain anonymous. Now let's get a check of the weather from Al.
Thank you very much, Natalie. Let's take a look, show you what's happening. Temperature-wise across the country, chilly here in the Northeast with 50s and 60s. Temperatures warm up as you head into the Gulf Coast and the Southeast with 80s and 90s. Hundreds in the extreme Southwest. We've got beautiful weather in the Pacific Northwest. Portland today getting up to a high of 76 degrees. Risk of some strong storms in the lower Mississippi River Valley and some light showers, more moderate showers later on in the day here in the Northeast and Mid-Atlantic states. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
We got some low clouds out in Astoria as we take a look outside, and we'll be seeing a little bit more sunshine by this afternoon. Here is a look at your 7-day forecast for the Portland metro area. We'll get up into the mid-70s for a high today under partly sunny skies. As a high pressure builds in, we'll see more sunshine as we head into the weekend with highs in the 80s, 83 by Friday.
And that's your latest weather. If you want more weather information during the day, don't forget the Weather Channel on cable or weather.com online. Matt?
All right, Al, thank you very much. Still to come, the early days of Jay. Leno talks cars, Elvis, and his first appearance on The Tonight Show as he gets ready to go prime time. But up next, a warning to anyone in danger of foreclosure and desperate for help. The scam to watch out for right after this.
biggest comedy of the summer.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Is the #1 movie in America.
I never lie.
It's hilarious. Comic genius.
They like it.
Night at the Museum. Rated PG.
Ow!
Now playing.
Now, which photo should I pick for my Capital One card? Which Jimmy should we choose? How about this one? No, delete. Just 2 Jimmys left. And delete. Spaghetti Jimmy wins. How cute is that? Well, I love it.
Personalize your card at Capital One Card Lab, where you make your card yours. Just log on at CapitalOne.com.
People are learning to lose weight and keep it off with Ally.
Food was always my comfort. For whatever happened to be going on in my life, I have been taking Ally for 10 months and I have lost 75 pounds so far. It doesn't do it for you. It works with you to take some of the fat that you eat out of your system. You can still eat all of your favorite foods, but you learn how to eat them. It's been a really long time since I actually looked in the mirror and liked what I saw. It really, truly has changed my entire life.
Start losing weight today. Ally.
Bicycle, what are we waiting for? Zyrtec starts to relieve my allergies 2 hours faster than Claritin, so we won't have to wait as long to go for our ride. 24-hour Zyrtec works fast, so I can love the air.
This is humiliating.
Stand still so we can get an accurate reading. Okay, 18 pounds and a smidge.
A smidge?
You know, there's really no need to weigh packages under 70 pounds. With priority mail flat rate boxes from the Postal Service, if it fits, it ships anywhere in the country for a low flat rate.
Cool.
You know, this scale is off a good 7, 8 pounds. Maybe 5.
Priority mail flat rate boxes, only from the Postal Service. A simpler way to ship.
Thanks for coming on such short notice. No problem. It's not like I was busy. At least I know anyone else that could handle this kind of situation. This must be pretty serious. Serious? I'm on it.
May is Maytag month. Get up to $600 cash back by mail on select Maytag appliances. Maytag, built strong to last long.
Back now at 7:44, and this morning on today's Real Estate Home Predators, millions of Americans are on the brink of foreclosure, and people who call themselves foreclosure consultants claim they can help. But today's real estate contributor Barbara Corcoran says, be careful or you too just might get scammed. Barbara, good morning.
Good morning, Natalie.
And this is happening more and more often, you hear, because people are hurting. They're very vulnerable right now. But the FBI says it is now investigating more than 2,100 mortgage fraud cases. That's up 400% from 5 years ago. So there are, though, legitimate mortgage consultants out there, right? What do they do for you?
Well, a legitimate mortgage consultant performs a very important function. They represent you to either the federal government or your lender, renegotiating your financing. And that's something that a lot of people are not comfortable doing for themselves. So when they're good, they're very good and they're very needed.
All right, but there are 5 scams to watch out for, which you point out that you know, the first one is being tied to President Obama's plan, which he announced earlier this year to help up to 9 million families avoid foreclosure. And you call this the Obama Rescue Plan scam. Tell us about this.
Okay, this is a very simple one, but it's very common within the last month or so. What happens is you pay thousands of dollars to a would-be legitimate counselor who is not, to simply investigate whether you can qualify for the new Obama financing and what you have to do to apply for it. And all of this is available online for free and by toll-free number. And for those, it's simply makinghomeaffordable.gov. You can go online and it tells you exactly what to do for yourself, or 888-995-HOPE is a toll-free number. Again, you don't need to pay anybody.
But a lot of these fraudulent companies, aren't they even using sort of government-sounding names to get people?
Yeah, it's almost like a sheep in, what is that? Wolf's,
in wolf's clothing.
Thank you for your help there. But what it is they often label these scam artists with government-sounding names. Like a big one is bailout.hud.gov. Wouldn't you assume that that would be legitimate? It's not. So don't assume when you hear those fancy words that sound like government programs that they're government programs.
Okay, the next scam is the bait and switch. Tell us about that.
Bait and switch is very clever. What happens is a would-be scammer comes to you posing as, again, a good counselor.
Right.
And what they do is they hand you a document to sign saying that it's a mortgage application. What it really is a transfer of title, and bam, you lose your home.
Okay, and then the rent-to-buy scheme. Somebody's basically offering to buy your home, then rent it back to you.
And it sounds like it comes from a good place, and sometimes does, but here's what happens. You, of course, sell your home at a very cheap price, and they promise to sell it back at the cheap price after you get your feet on the ground. Meanwhile, you're renting it, but what happens is your feet never gets back on the ground. The rent goes up, and you get evicted, and you've lost all that equity.
Okay, and then there's also the middleman scam, and this involves paying some money up front, right?
And it also involves confidentiality. The middleman says, leave it all to me. Leave the driving to me. I'll deal with the bank. Don't talk to the bank. Send me the payments. I'll negotiate the details. Of course, they take the money and run away.
And then, of course, there is the bankruptcy scam. So how do con artists pull this off?
A similar kind of thing. They prey on your confidence, and instead of actually working it out with the bank, they file for bankruptcy. You not only lose your house, but you also lose your good credit rating.
All right. Well, Barbara Corcoran, some great information. Much more on our website about this as well, todayshow.com. Coming up next, you ever heard of okie noodling? Well, you probably are not going to believe it when you see it. It's very odd. It's a very extreme fishing sport. We'll show you more right after this.
Commute. Commute. Shuttle. Shuttle A. With McDonald's McCafe, a better day is possible. Introducing hotter iced mocha with freshly ground espresso, real steamed milk, and decadent chocolate. Cubicle. There you go. Thanks. Cubicle A. If you haven't tried a mocha yet, McCafe your day.
Hi there. Time Magazine raves. Disney Pixar's Up is a triumph.
Yes!
The 3D is spectacular. It's funny, funny, funny.
I just met you, and I love you. Squirrel!
Disney Pixar's Up, rated PG. Starts Friday.
I love you.
The battle for clean clothes is won with the stain-lifting power of all. Also available in our most concentrated clean, all small and mighty, with long-lasting freshness.
Home does not like Part 7B. Home thinks Part 7B looks a lot like Part 3A. Home wants instructions to be easy, so there are no headaches. That's why we created our Clarity Commitment, a simple one-page loan summary written in plain language, so you understand what you're getting. Starting now, Home has a new address. Bank of America Home Loans.
Protect them when you can. With new Aveeno Active Sunblock, photostable technology provides UVA protection proven to outlast traditional sunblocks, and it stays waterproof up to 4 hours. Continuous protection only from Aveeno.
There's a reason for the sunshine sky, and there's a reason why I'm feeling so high. Must be the season.
You get more power and more space. The world gets fewer smog-forming emissions. The third-generation Prius. It's harmony between man, nature, and machine.
We're back at 7:50. We first met Matt Watson back in March. You may remember him as the guy who jumped out of a helicopter right onto the back of a marlin in the water below. Well, Matt is back at it. He's in Stillwell, Oklahoma this morning, trying his hand literally at something called okie noodling, a sport that will be featured on Matt's upcoming Discovery Channel show, Man vs. Fish. Matt, good morning. Nice to see you.
Good morning, Matt.
Let's get right to it. Okie noodling. I don't like the sound of it. What is it?
Well, it's I guess it's as pure a form of fishing as you get. Normally when I travel around fishing, I've got all this gear and fishing paraphernalia to carry with me. But when I turned up for this shoot, this is all I had, is my hands. Right here is the bait, the tackle, the gaff, the landing gear, it's everything. It's just your hands.
You're going for big catfish in murky, muddy water. You jam your hand down into the holes where they live, and they actually bite your hand as self-defense?
They do, yeah. At this time of the year, I understand. I mean, I've only been doing this for a day and a half, so I'm a newbie. But yeah, you go out into this murky water, you can't see a thing. I mean, you can put your hand 6 inches below the surface and you can't see it. And you're feeling around initially with your feet till you find a hole in a rock, and then you're diving down underwater with your eyes closed, sticking your hand in there, and what you're hoping for, believe it or not, is for a big catfish to come and bite your hand.
Okay, that sounds like my worst nightmare, Matt. What possesses you to do this? And I see you at least still have all your fingers, right?
Yeah, I do, although your camera probably won't pick it up, but they're a little bit swollen and crushed and cut, because these things can bite. Funnily enough, when the idea was pitched to me, I thought catfish, nah. You know, I was thinking more sharks and marlin for the series, but when I saw how these guys down here do it, I'm like, oh, I've got to give that a go.
Yeah, by the way, you might want to avoid shark noodling. I don't think that doesn't sound like a very good idea at all.
Although you've come pretty close to doing that.
That's not a good idea.
Yeah.
Haven't you come pretty close to doing that? I understand also in the special in New Zealand, you came close to a mako shark on a life raft.
Yeah, that's right. We were out doing some research on mako sharks and putting research tags into the sharks, and in an effort to get as close as I possibly could, I went out in a child's life raft with a hand line to try and catch one of these makos and tag it.
Okay.
However, the mako figured it was a good idea to bite the raft.
All right.
Which
we're going to have to
left
leave
me
it
in
there.
a little bit of a...
Well, good luck with it.
When morning comes in the middle of the night, it affects your entire day. To get a good night's sleep, try 2-layer Ambient CR. The first layer dissolves quickly to help you fall asleep. And unlike other sleep aids, a second dissolves slowly to help you stay asleep. When taking Ambient CR, don't drive or operate machinery. Sleepwalking and eating or driving while not fully awake with memory loss for the event, as well as abnormal behaviors such as being more outgoing or aggressive than normal, confusion, agitation, and hallucinations may occur. Don't take it with alcohol as it may increase these behaviors. Allergic reactions such as shortness of breath, swelling of your tongue or throat may occur and in rare cases may be fatal. Side effects may include next-day drowsiness, dizziness, and headache. In patients with depression, worsening of depression, including risk of suicide, may occur. If you experience any of these behaviors or reactions, contact your doctor immediately. Wake up ready for your day. Ask your healthcare provider for 2-layer Ambient CR.
I have a saucy secret. Mott's applesauce has a full serving of real fruit in every delicious cup. Great flavor, great nutrition. A secret like Mott's is worth sharing.
Remember when all your skin needed was a moisturizer to keep it looking young?
New Neutrogena Ageless Essentials Continuous Hydration goes 9 layers deep to reactivate skin's natural moisture.
I knew a younger me was there.
Continuous Hydration. Neutrogena.
I'm gonna do another one of my sleep studies. Advil PM or Tylenol PM. With Advil PM, she's spending less time lying awake with aches and pains and more time asleep. He should switch to Advil PM, the better night's sleep.
Mom knew I needed calcium from day one. Now I'm the mom, and I know 80% of us don't get enough calcium from food. Our bodies can steal it from our bones. Give yourself some TLC, Tender Loving Caltrate, and give TLC to somebody you love.
This looks just like the treehouse I built with my dad.
It's more than just that great peanut taste. Choosing Jif is a simple way to show someone how much you care.
You made that for me?
Well, you're making this for me.
Choosing moms and dads. Choose Jif.
Moving my mind and my hands at world record speed. I'm Luke Myers. If you want to be incredible, eat incredible.
Eggs. Incredible energy for body and mind.
She has this thing about bugs.
No. I do not have a thing about bugs. I have a thing about bugs in our house.
We used to call him Exterminator.
Oh, now I go Ortho. Home Defense Max. I use it once inside to kill the bugs.
Stops them dead.
Guaranteed. And outside to keep new ones from moving in. That's up to 12 months protection against bugs.
And 12 months of keeping our house to ourselves.
Until your mother comes.
Right. Ortho Home Defense Max.
Defend what's yours.
Would you like to look younger without surgery?
Vanderveer Center is the leading provider of non-surgical image enhancement known for its warm, discreet care and exceptional results. There's never been a better time to place your trust in the experts at Vanderveer Center.
When something big happens, everyone wants in. And it doesn't get any bigger than Sleep Country's Big Mattress Sale on now.
With more mattresses on sale than any other Sleep Country event. Save on more Simmons, Sealy, Beauty Rest, and Posturepedic mattresses. Even the Sleep Number bed. Plus, get 1 year of free financing.
The Big Mattress Sale on now.
It doesn't get any bigger. Guaranteed comfort, best selection, lowest price.
Vanderveer Center helps men and women of all ages look years younger and pounds thinner without surgery, scars, or downtime. For the best in aesthetic medicine, call Vanderveer Center today at 503-443-2250 to schedule your complimentary consultation.
News Channel 8's 10 and 10 on Northwest 32 TV. From the KGW studio on the square, this is a News Channel 8 update.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Brenda Braxton. The FAA has picked a Northwest airport, SeaTac, to test a new radar system that detects birds. It's patterned after the very same system used by the U.S. Air Force and NASA. Experts hope the radar can warn air traffic controllers about birds flying toward the approach and departure path of commercial jets. It's 7:57. Now with a traffic update, here's Michael.
Up in Vancouver, I-5 southbound. It's not too bad this morning. A live shot there at Mill Plain Boulevard. Just a little scattered slowing down across the Interstate Bridge. As you move down through Jansen Beach into Delta Park, though, it gets a little bit more stop and go. I-5 northbound headed up out of Tualatin looks good. A little bit of slowing up into the Terwilliger curves. But again, all in all, tolerable on this Wednesday morning. Inbound on I-84, most of the heavy traffic is west of Providence down to I-5. Keely Chalmers has your Wednesday forecast.
Thanks, Michael. Yeah, we've seen the clouds increasing across the valley this morning, keeping temperatures a bit cool. Here's a look at temperatures right now. 52 in Portland, 53 in Vancouver, a chilly 49 in Scappoose. We'll warm up to about 68 by lunchtime, 76 by this evening, and we'll see 80s during the weekend.
Right now, bring into any Mattress World a discount card, a club card, or a military ID and receive an additional 10% off our already lowest prices. Choose from the largest selection of mattresses in the Northwest.
It's not too late to sleep like a baby. Mattress World.
Once upon a time, there was a frog.
Greg Oden of the Portland Trailblazers supports the Ronald McDonald Houses. And when you purchase a McCafe drink or premium roast coffee at McDonald's, a portion of proceeds go to Ronald McDonald House Charities.
And he lived happily ever after.
A must to see, the dancing white stallions, including the heirs above the ground, the world-famous Lipizzaner stallions.
Performing at the Rose Garden Friday, June 5th and Sunday, June 7th. Tickets are still available at ComcastTix.com.
At all Town and Country dealerships, it's the Memorial Day event. You'll find new cars are starting at $75.88. And now get up to 50% off MSRP. The largest selection and the best prices for new and certified used cars, trucks, and SUVs is at Town and Country. Getting up to 50% off makes it your smart move to save thousands. This is the event, the Memorial Day event at all Town and Country dealerships in Milwaukee and Wilsonville. See us at drivehomehappy.com.
It's our best carpet sale ever. Buy any of our 15-year gold label carpets and get one room with the whole house installed for just $99. And for a limited time, we'll throw in the pad too. It's our best carpet sale ever at our best price. Hurry in.
Dial 503 Carpets.
8 o'clock now on a Wednesday morning. It is the 27th day of May already, 2009. It's also already Hump Day because we had a holiday-shortened week this week. It's also a little dreary here in the Northeast, kind of drizzling and chilly, overcast skies. I'm allowed to whine every once in a while.
Every once in a while, all right, every day.
Okay, then. It's not particularly nice out. Anyway, I'm Matt Lauer along with Natalie Morales. Natalie's here while Meredith is on assignment, and Al Roker joins us as well. Coming up in this half hour, Jay Leno.
That's right, and Meredith caught up with him when she was out there last time, and he showed her his collection of classic cars, as well as made her a little lunch, some Italian sausage. So just ahead is Jay's going to reflect on his early years in show business, how he got to where he is today, what makes him so funny, as he is now in his last week in the Tonight Show.
By the way, kind of a coincidence, one of Jay's fellow late-night stars, Jimmy Fallon, will join us in this half hour. The late-night host is here to talk about something serious that is near and dear to his heart. We're going to catch up with Jimmy in just a couple of minutes as well.
And coming up tomorrow on Today, an American Idol invasion. That's right. Adam Lambert, this year's runner-up, will be here to perform live on the Plaza, but he's not going to be by himself. Chris Allen, the young man who claimed the title, will also be here as well. A double-header live concert right here on Today.
And you were telling me they're actually good friends, despite the way it turned out?
There was a little romance going on between the two of them.
Okay, so we'll find out more about that.
Yeah, more than we needed to know.
And before we go any further, Anne's on assignment as well. Hoda Kotb's at the news desk with all the headlines. Good morning, Hoda.
Good morning, guys, and good morning, everybody. President Obama's choice for the Supreme Court, Sonia Sotomayor, prepares to meet one-on-one with senators whose votes she needs to get confirmed. The president wants the confirmation process to begin this summer, with Sotomayor on the bench by September. Some conservatives call her a liberal activist. In Lahore, Pakistan this morning, gunmen opened fire and detonated a car bomb inside a building that housed police and military intelligence offices. At least 30 people were killed and 250 others hurt. A Minnesota teen with cancer who was on the run with his mother to avoid getting court-ordered chemotherapy is expected to start the treatment tomorrow. NBC's Kevin Tibbles is in New Ulm, Minnesota. Kevin, good morning.
Good morning, Hoda. Well, the parents of 13-year-old Daniel Hauser now say they understand their son needs chemotherapy to save his life.
How you feel?
After 6 days on the run, 13-year-old Daniel Hauser, who is suffering from cancer, will finally receive the treatment that his doctors say could make a difference to his survival. Testing done by doctors upon his return from California found that Daniel's tumor has grown and his condition more serious, making the initiation of standard chemotherapy imperative this week. In court Tuesday, Daniel's mother, Colleen, says she now agrees that chemotherapy is necessary to save her son's life. Daniel and his mother were the subjects of an international search after they disappeared prior to a court appearance a week ago. The Hausers belong to the Nemenhah Band, a Native American group that supports what it calls natural healing, and the mother and her son left in an attempt to avoid further chemo.
He knows he can beat it, and he knows he's going to beat it, and he's doing it.
In court, the judge pointedly asked Colleen Hauser if she was planning to run again. She responded no.
We have our preferences, we have our beliefs, but we're not going to take those beliefs and override a law.
All arrest warrants for Colleen Hauser have now been dropped, and while prosecutors argued Daniel should remain in foster care, he will remain at home.
Well, we made the argument that custody should stay with Brown County. The judge listened to the arguments and decided to return custody to the parents.
Letting Daniel remain on the family farm is a decision the family's lawyer applauds.
I'm glad Dane is going to be allowed to go home. That was the most important thing.
Doctors say Daniel's chances of survival will greatly improve once the next phase of chemotherapy begins. And Hoda, because of the urgency, it is expected Daniel Hauser will begin his chemotherapy as early as tomorrow. Hoda?
All right, Kevin Tibbles, thank you so much for that. And now here is Brian Williams with what's coming up tonight on NBC Nightly News. Brian?
Hey, Hoda, thanks, and good morning. All summer long, with the help of a friend of ours, we're going to be traveling across Highway 50 to look at who we've become as a country. We're going to start it off with a special report about a special place in America where a way of life is facing extinction. Tom Brokaw reports when we join you tonight for Nightly News. For now, Hoda, back to you.
All right, Brian, thank you so much. It's coming up on 8:05. Let's get another check of the weather from Mr. Al Roker. Hey, Al.
Hey, thanks, Hoda. We got a little bit of NBC history. Bob Hope was your best man 40 years ago?
Yes, he was.
What's your name?
Barbara and Gus.
And just to prove it, take a look at this. Look at this picture here. This is so cool. There's Bob Hope right there. Thanks for the memories. That's awfully neat. Well, congratulations. And we got a young lady over here. She's going to be 7 years old. What's your name, sweetie?
Livia.
And you've been here every year for your birthday? Wow, you're a very tall 7-year-old. Oh, wait, you're standing on a stroller. Well, happy birthday, Livy, all right? Let's check your weather, see what's going on. Show you for today, we're basically looking at our pick city, which happens to be Honolulu, Hawaii. KHNL, NBC 8, partly sunny, warm, 85 degrees. Risk of some strong storms in the lower Mississippi River Valley. Heavy rain in New England. Beautiful in the Pacific Northwest. Lots of sunshine along Southern California's coast. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
We got some blue skies out there as we take a look from our sky cam at the inn at Cape Kiwanda. A little bit of a marine layer this morning, but we'll see mostly sunny skies by this afternoon along the coast. Partly sunny skies here in the metro area with a high of 76. As high pressure builds, we'll see more sunshine as we head into the weekend with highs 84 on Thursday, 83 on Friday, and we'll start off the weekend with a high right around 80.
And where are you ladies from?
Orlando, Florida.
And they say it together, just like they planned it. Matt?
Al, thanks very much. This is Emily Wilcox. Her mom, Amy, was in a bad car accident. She's in... No? Oh, in a fire, I'm sorry. And she's in the hospital in Cincinnati, right?
Yeah.
So we want to wish Amy the best. Get well soon, okay? When we come back, more of Meredith's conversation with Jay Leno. We'll hear where all that funny came from right after these messages.
What the hell happened? You get fired?
Look closely at depression. What do you see? What do you feel? Sadness, loss of interest. What do they see? What do they feel? Depression hurts. Cymbalta can help. Cymbalta is a prescription medication that treats many symptoms of depression. Tell your doctor right away if your depression worsens, you have unusual changes in behavior, or thoughts of suicide. Antidepressants can increase these in children, teens, and young adults. Cymbalta is not approved for children under 18. People taking MAOIs or thyroidazine or with uncontrolled glaucoma should not take Cymbalta. Taking it with NSAID pain relievers, aspirin, or blood thinners may increase bleeding risk. Severe liver problems, some fatal, were reported. Signs include abdominal pain and yellowing of the skin or eyes. Talk with your doctor about your medicines, including those for migraine, if you have high fever, confusion, and stiff muscles, to address a possible life-threatening condition. Tell your doctor about alcohol use, liver disease, and before you reduce or stop taking Cymbalta. Dizziness or fainting may occur upon standing. Side effects include nausea, dry mouth, and constipation. Ask your doctor about Cymbalta. Depression hurts. Cymbalta can help.
What if we all said no?
No.
No to fake food.
And yes to real. Yes to Best Foods. Made with eggs, vinegar, and oils that are naturally rich in omega-3. With all the taste in the world. Best Foods. It's time for real.
Okay, listen up. I'm here to get the lady of the house back on her feet. OJ, veggies, you're cool. Mayo, corn dogs, you are so out of here. Because I'm reworking the menu, keeping her healthy and you on your toes.
The complete balanced nutrition of Ensure, with 24 vitamins and minerals, antioxidants, and omega-3s.
I see you, Cupcake. Ensure, nutrition in charge.
It's Monopoly like you've never played before. Fun for all the family. With fortunes won and lost in minutes. New Monopoly deal. Go and try it now at Monopoly.com.
The biggest comedy of the summer.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Is the #1 movie in America.
I never lie.
It's hilarious. Comic genius.
They like it.
Night at the Museum. Rated PG.
Ow!
Now playing.
Now is the time you're wondering, who's going to win? You or the swimsuit? Good thing you know note that the Special K Challenge can help you lose an inch off your waist in 2 weeks. Now enjoy a greater variety of delicious ways to help you reach your goal. Are you ready to meet your swimsuit challenge? Go to Yahoo, search Special K to design your victory plan.
Friday marks the end of Jay Leno's 17-year run as the host of The Tonight Show. And this fall, he'll move to NBC prime time. Meredith recently chatted with Jay to talk about his first big break in show business.
Hello. I'm sorry, we're not really dressed. Why, Meredith, why, what a surprise. Honey, the Today Show is here. What a surprise. We had no idea. Come on in.
Let me in.
Come on in.
Entering Jay Leno's garage is like stepping back in time.
This was built when Lincoln was president, actually.
Where did you get this?
Well, they're around. You just have to look for the stuff. That moves this shaft here, which adjusts the valve.
So these are your steam cars?
These are all steam cars. I love steam. I'm fascinated by steam.
Hot air, huh?
Hot air, exactly.
After years of collecting old cars, Jay used all of his know-how to build a new one from scratch. A one-of-a-kind EcoJet that runs on biofuel.
She'll go 200 miles an hour and
Jeez.
got a jet.
Whether he's building cars
And here's my kitchen.
or making lunch,
You like Italian sausage?
Jay is willing to get his hands dirty to get the job done right.
Thank you. Baby.
You have such an amazing work ethic, Jay. Is that your mom? Is it the Scottish influence?
You know, when you grow up with Depression-era parents.
James Douglas Muir Leno was born in 1950 in New Rochelle, New York. His father, Angelo, a gregarious Italian-American who sold insurance. Jay's mother, Catherine, a quiet woman from Scotland with a sharp sense of humor.
There were just two opposites, and I think that's where the comedy came from.
Growing up, Jay loved making his parents laugh. But it was the king of rock and roll who made a big impression on him as a kid. He saw his first Elvis Presley movie when he was 7.
And I was one of maybe only 10 guys in the theater, packed with teenage girls. And when Elvis came out and started singing, the screaming, and I went, well, this is the business to be in. You know, my dad sold insurance, and I thought, well, that's okay. But look, you go to work and people are screaming. This is fantastic. It made such an impression on me. I thought, I got to get into show business.
In 1958, Jay's family moved to Andover, Massachusetts, where he made friendships that have lasted to this day.
I remember Jay here 50 years ago.
Louis Trumbore and Nancy Varnum were Jay's classmates from 4th grade through high school.
We were his audience, and it was always great being in a class with him.
After high school, Jay enrolled in college, but he confessed his ultimate goal to his best friend.
I remember vividly in 1970, he said he wanted The Tonight Show. So he had that laser focus on what he wanted to do and what he wanted to be early on.
Jay got his first big break when he auditioned for the owner of a popular Boston area nightclub called Lenny's.
He was wearing this afro cut with granny glasses and a leather vest and the bell-bottom pants.
I went in to see him. I said I want to be a comedian. And just like one of those movies, all right, kid, and he sat behind his desk, do your act.
And in 5 minutes, he cracked me up. He literally cracked me up.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay, I'll make you the house MC.
Busted flat in Baton Rouge.
Jay was opening for acts like Chris Christopherson at Lenny's, but he knew Hollywood was the capital of stand-up comedy, so he headed west.
What are you here for? I got a cold. That's funny. Everybody else is here for VD.
Along with guest appearances on TV sitcoms, Jay was honing his stand-up skills at Hollywood comedy clubs with Richard Pryor, Robin Williams, and David Letterman. That's when Johnny Carson saw Jay's stand-up act for the first time.
He said, you know, you're a good performer, but you're selling the joke more than the joke. I mean, I was the guy who could be loud, oh yeah, and then I could throw my arms out and move. But what I was saying, if you'd written it out, wasn't that funny. So he just said, work on the joke more, and you combine the joke with your performance skills, you'll do fine. So that was a good lesson for me.
Jay Leno.
Jay focused more on his writing, and the hard work paid off. He made his Tonight Show stand-up debut on March 2nd, 1977.
Because newsmen always use the same metaphors.
Another senseless killing early today in mid-Manhattan.
Senseless as opposed to what? Sensible killing?
Do you remember that like it was yesterday?
Oh, yeah, your first Tonight Show is like your first girlfriend, you know? You're not very good at it. It's over quickly. And, gee, I'd like to do it again. I'm not quite sure what happened.
The Tonight Show appearance pushed Jay to a higher rung on the comedy ladder.
Jay Leno.
He made appearances on The Merv Griffin Show and Norm Crosby's Comedy Shop.
Like the first time I was ever on TV, I was on The Tonight Show. You know, everything went great. I was all excited. My father called me a couple days later.
Saw you on the Johnny Carson show there. In the show on the next night you weren't on. What the hell happened? You get fired? And now,
here's Jay Leno.
By 1992, Jay was the permanent guest host on The Tonight Show when Carson announced his retirement.
I bid you a very heartfelt good night.
Jay and his old friend, David Letterman, were the top contenders to replace Johnny. NBC went with Jay.
From the NBC studios in Burbank, California, The Tonight Show with Jay Leno.
Jay hosted his first Tonight Show on May 25th, 1992.
Let's see how you all feel in 30 years.
I always remember early on, there was a lot of talk shows against me when I started when I first went on after Johnny, because all the networks came on with different talk shows. And I remember sitting at home and watching the news, writing jokes, and seeing another talk show host at a Laker game, and I went, gotcha.
Because they weren't doing their work.
I know they're not doing a monologue. And I watched their show the next night. They had a couple of jokes, but they didn't have 35 jokes like I had. They had 6 jokes or 7 jokes. And that's the real key. The real key is, it's the product. Get the work done.
Once the car is moving, it'll pump itself.
Going to the market was a whole big deal back in 1909.
Trying to keep the fire inside.
Jay applies that same work ethic to his car collection.
It's quite smooth and it's quiet.
It is quiet, yeah.
He took me for a ride in one of his oldest cars, a 1909 Model R Stanley Steamer. But don't let its antique looks fool you.
Well, it is the oldest car ever stopped for speeding on the California freeway.
Going how fast?
75.
Jay says the key to staying grounded in Hollywood is staying true to yourself.
You know, I think the trick to being successful is I'm just like them, I just got lucky. And that's really the key. And it really isn't that different. You're just like everybody else, except you got lucky.
Yeah. Ain't that the truth?
You try to live your life the way normal people would live if they've had the money and the stuff that I have.
Stand back.
And tomorrow and today, Meredith goes behind the scenes to see how a typical Tonight Show is put together. Now here's Matt.
All right, Natalie, thanks. A year ago today, the call came to stand up to cancer. It started with a star-studded benefit, simulcast on all 3 networks. In 1 year, more than $100 million has been raised for cancer research. Jimmy Fallon, host of NBC's Late Night with Jimmy Fallon, was part of that historic event. He's here along with Tyler Jacks, the president of the American Association for Cancer Research, and Dr. Stephen Balin, deputy director of the Sidney Kimmel Comprehensive Cancer Center at Johns Hopkins University. Guys, good morning to all of you.
Good morning.
You're busy with a new show, and yet you've decided you want to come out and talk about this and stay connected with it. Why? Why is it so important to you?
Yeah, I'm happy to be here. It's just, I think cancer is one of those things that everyone has in common, sadly. I mean, it's affected, I don't know anyone that it hasn't affected. I mean, either...
Your life personally?
My life personally, my grandparents, you know, my dad had prostate cancer, and then he thankfully got it, you know, got rid of it. But it's a horrible disease, and I actually want to see a cure to cancer. I mean, who doesn't? But
when you hear this number, this $100 million raised in the past year, we're living in an age of more personal responsibility and corporate responsibility. And you know what people want to know? Where's the money going? How's it being spent? How do you answer the question?
Well, it is a lot of money, but then again, it's a very big problem. And our decision was to spread the money around to 5 groups of investigators.
Dream teams.
Dream teams. There are 5 who, the teams in total have about 200 investigators representing 20 different institutions. And they are taking the best science and trying to make an impact in patients rapidly. And that's actually an expensive thing to do. So although it is a lot of money, it's money well spent.
So Dr. Balin, you are a dream team leader. And the idea here is instead of all these people competing with one another to conduct research, you team your or you pool your resources. You're working with epigenetic therapy.
Epigenetic therapy.
Okay, epigenetic therapy. Give me an idea in layman's terms what that means.
All right, so cancer is a disease where genes malfunction. And there are at least two ways that genes can malfunction. One is you injure the hard drive of the cell. That's the DNA, and people know those as mutations in the genes. But DNA alone doesn't do anything to play out gene function. It has to be packaged into your cell, and that packaging can go wrong in cancer to the extent that every patient's cancer has hundreds of genes that have lost function due to abnormal packaging. We'll be dealing with drugs that can actually reverse that abnormal packaging. And trying to bring it to therapy for
When
patients.
you look a couple of years down the road, Doctor, do you think you'll be able to show us concrete evidence that this money was well invested?
That's our mandate, and we have early promise. These drugs have been effective in pre-leukemia. We have early promise in lung cancer trials we will be bringing to this. And our goal is to extrapolate to breast and colon cancer and do exactly what you said, bring it to patients, the promise of it within a 3-year period.
So is it a mathematical equation we're talking about here? You pick X amount of money and that can solve the problem, and anything less than X doesn't quite get us there?
No, it's not as simple as that. This is a very complex problem that we're dealing with, and we are doing research as we speak. We're taking the most promising ideas now, and with these dollars, testing them as rapidly as possible, and we're very hopeful that they will work.
On patients as well.
Including rapidly on patients, exactly.
And real quickly, is there going to be another Stand Up to Cancer event?
Yes, I mean, they're talking about it now, but in the meantime, go to standuptocancer.org, and you can find out more information about that.
Jimmy Fallon, Tyler Jacks, Dr. Stephen Balin, thank you all. Good luck. Continued good luck to you, sir.
Thanks, Matt.
And once again, here's Natalie.
Thank you, Matt. This morning on Leonard's Look, honoring the little guy. The subjects of murals are typically leaders, politicians, or other famous faces. But our Mike Leonard found one artist who has a different perspective on life.
You got the biggest plan.
To become larger than life.
Oh my God.
An unimaginable scenario.
It's awesome.
For a humble group of everyday Memphis residents.
Makes them feel like they're somebody.
Who first caught the eye of artist Jeff Zimmerman, and then the public's eye, in a very big way.
I mean, best I've seen. People always come up and they ask me, who is that person? And I say, regular Joe. And they say, well, why the heck did you paint him? And I say, why not? Okay? Anyone is worthy for whatever little things they do in the world to be included in my artwork.
Jeff Zimmerman, a Chicago-based artist, was commissioned to turn the face of a nondescript 5-story building into a massive image of hope. Aided by 2 assistants, he worked on the wall day and night for over 8 weeks, moving indoors when it rained to paint on huge pieces of transferable cloth-like material that was later applied to the wall. Underwritten by Memphis businessman Wilton Chick Hill and supervised by a select group of students from Memphis's Rhodes College, the mural project was designed to foster a spirit of community by addressing challenging social topics in a thought-provoking artistic manner.
I mean, it's a serious painting. You have to really look at it and really think about it.
Gone are the familiar images of iconic Memphis figures or historic moments, and in their place, the unfamiliar but very real faces of randomly met Memphis residents, surrounded by symbolic but not easily understood clues to an underlying message that Jeff Zimmerman believes is better left to individual interpretation.
You know, people are, scratching their head. They're trying to figure out what's going on here. And so that's super rewarding, because then I demand a little participation. Then they have to say, okay, no checklist of our heroes, no history of our city. What is this about? And so then they begin to participate.
And that's what you want.
I want participation, and through that participation, I try to spark dialogue.
And questions. Who are those people? And what have their lives been like?
When you were growing up, what did you want to be?
I either wanted to be a teacher or a nurse. And I didn't fulfill those things.
How come?
Well, It was hard getting an education at that time, but I've seen it fulfilled in my children. So that's a blessing.
As this is to those who are now seen and who now see themselves and their children in a bigger, brighter light.
It's cool.
It's kind of empowering in a way.
Yeah.
You come back here when you're 65 years old and see it up there.
That's right. It's a blessing. God is good, baby.
You gonna get that prison?
For today, Mike Leonard, NBC News, Memphis, Tennessee.
I love that. That's so beautiful.
Nice idea.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, still to come, bargain summer getaways, including one destination that's free. But first, your local news and weather.
Buses are coming back on 5th and 6th Avenues on the downtown Portland Mall on May 24th. Changes affect pedestrians, bikes, and cars. Look alive. Use crosswalks and obey all signals. For more information about getting around safely, go to TriMet.org.
Sexual messages bombard our kids every day. These voices create pressure and questions. But there is a voice that can make a difference. A voice your kids really want to hear. Yours. Help your kids make decisions they won't regret. Because if you're not sharing your values, there are plenty of other people who will. For support and ideas, visit talktothem.org. Because sex can wait, but talking can't.
Stark's Vacuums, with the largest selection and low price guarantee.
From the KGW studio on the square, this is a News Channel 8 update.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Brenda Braxton. There's a big vote this morning at TriMet headquarters to possibly cut service for buses and train routes. The board is considering modifying 20 bus routes and canceling 4 others. Now here's Michael Convery with a final look at our Wednesday drive.
It has been a pretty smooth drive out here on this Wednesday. I-5 northbound, we're looking good coming up out of Tualatin past Carmen Drive in the Lake Oswego area. Now farther up the line, of course, you get a little bit of a backup north of Capitol Highway into the curves, but really it's not all that bad. I-84 off and on slowing out of the Hollywood district headed down to the I-5 interchange. Sunset Highway starts to slow right about Sylvan, and it's crowded coming down the hill towards Vista Ridge Tunnel. Keely Chalmers has your Wednesday forecast.
Thanks, Michael. Yeah, we've got some low clouds out there right now over parts of the valley. Temperatures right now in the low 50s, 54 in Aurora. Here is what our day is looking like after some morning clouds. We'll see partly sunny skies and temperatures slightly, maybe a degree warmer than they were yesterday. But check it out. By tomorrow, we'll be up to 84 degrees.
Best-selling author Elizabeth Edwards, champion sled dog racer Rachel Sidoris, political commentator D.D. Myers, and activist Kerry Kennedy. Hear the most inspiring women speakers of today. Brought to you by KGW News Channel 8 and these sponsors.
It's our best carpet sale ever. Buy any of our 15-year gold label carpets and get one room with the whole house installed for just $99. And for a limited time, we'll throw in the pad too. It's our best carpet sale ever at our best price. Hurry in. Dial 503 Carpets.
It's time to raise the bar and replace your old mayo with the full flavor of Kraft Mayo with olive oil. With the rich taste of imported olive oil and half the fat and calories of Hellmann's Real Mayo. Your sandwich will never be the same. Kraft Mayo with olive oil. It's the new standard in mayo.
There's your car. Okay.
Go! Go! Hey, guys. Admit you have a problem. What are you talking about? You're spending too much. These overpriced boutiques? Sick. We can't watch you do this to yourself. Can you take the first step?
Gresham Nissan is the big Nissan dealer. Right now, take advantage of manufacturer rebates up to $5,500. Choose from a big selection of all the hottest new models, plus a huge selection of certified pre-owned vehicles. Only at Gresham Nissan, 1925 East Powell in Gresham.
Don't miss Jay Leno's final 3 Tonight Shows with Billy Crystal, Prince, James Taylor, and Conan O'Brien. Then an all-new Jimmy Fallon tonight on NBC.
We're back now, 8:30 on a Wednesday morning, 27th day of May 2009. Let's be honest, not the nicest day we've had around here.
But not the worst.
In a long time.
That's
not
right,
the worst
Al.
either, but it's kind of overcast and drizzly. However, take a look at these people out on our plaza, not complaining like I am.
Nope.
And we're happy to have them here. Out on the plaza, I'm Matt Lauer, along with Natalie Morales, who's filling in while Meredith is on assignment. Al Roker and Hoda Kotze is here while Ann is on assignment as well. Nice to have you all.
Thank you.
Nice to be here.
And coming up in this half hour, we're talking about convenient and affordable summer getaways.
That's right, vacation getaways during the summertime with the family. And actually, there's some places that you can go for free.
That's something
Have
wrong
a drink
about that.
with a couple of our crew. No, really, you can find some vacations. Actually, they'll pay you in certain places. You don't mind doing just a little bit of work up front.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, if you're a good shopper, but you're not really lucky in love, we're going to talk about shopping for a husband. Janice Lieberman's going to have more on that.
And international cuisine. That's right. In your own kitchen. Mark Bittman will be here with the key ingredients you'll need to add some global flair to your dinner menu.
right.
And you have to speak in a French accent.
In a funny accent.
An outrageous accent.
Before we get to that, we want to call your attention to something special we're doing here next week. It's called Today's Call to Action. It's a way to highlight work going on all across the country in support of the men and women in our armed forces and their family members. Here's where we need your help, though. We're looking for pictures of your loved ones who serve. So log on to our website at todayshow.com and send us your pictures. The information that is on the website. Now, the one thing I want to call your attention to is we need those photos by Friday.
Oh.
Okay.
So send us the photos, and we've got a great series coming up.
That's a real
next
call
week.
to action.
Yes, it really is. It's an
That's
urgent
great.
call to action. But first, how about a check of the weather?
All right, let's show you what's going on as far as today is concerned. Rain here in the Northeast, mid-Atlantic states, risk of some strong storms in the lower Mississippi River Valley. Beautiful out west, 73 in Los Angeles. Sunshine in the Pacific Northwest. For tomorrow, more wet weather here in the east. Risk of strong storms in the lower Mississippi River Valley. Western half of the country, gorgeous. Sunny skies, warm to hot weather through the southwest. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
We got some blue skies out there as we take a look from our sky cam out at the Reserve Golf Club in Aloha. We'll see sunshine continue this afternoon. A whole lot more sunshine as we head into the weekend. Here is a look at your 7-day forecast. Our high here in the Portland metro area will likely get up to right around 76 today for a high under partly sunny skies. We'll see mostly sunny skies Thursday and Friday with highs in the 80s.
That's your latest weather. Now let's head down to Washington, D.C. and say hello to my Willie Scott.
And the Mormon Tabernacle Choir in the background. That was terrific. They were great. We'll send you to Elvis's agent and get you a record. Hey, take a look, if you will. Happy birthday to our friends out there in TV land. Wonderful, wonderful. Take Summonex tonight and sleep. Geraldine Talley of Inkster, Michigan, 110 years old. Secret to longevity, hard work, God's blessing and grace, and enjoy sewing and baking. I enjoy eating baked goods. I never could sew. In the Navy, I sewed. James Thatch, Seekonk, Mass, 103, attributes longevity to his wife of 72 years, Sweet Jenny. Always liked that name. Jenny made her mind up when she was only 6. Avid Red Sox fan. Everybody out there, they love the Red Sox. And we have Zilpha Clinton of Rochester, Minnesota, 104, retired teacher, founding member and monitor of the group called the Big Sisters in Miami, the Big Sisters Club of Miami. Gottfried Schmidt, wie geht's, Junge? And he's from Stone, Wisconsin. Lives independently and recently passed his driving test. How about that? I'm not sure I could pass one anymore. Angelina Santella. And she's from Lima, Pennsylvania. And she's 100 years old. Grows over 50 tomato plants every year. Quite a cook. Great Italian cook. One of the most beautiful ladies in the business, Dolores Hope. Just as pretty as she was when she was 16. And Toluca Lake, California. And yes, Bob Hope's wife of many, many years. Had the pleasure of working with the Actually, 3 of them. Dorothy, Lamore, Bob Hope, and Dolores at the Macy's Parade. God bless. That's it. Now back to Matt the Cat in New York.
Willard, thanks. And our birthday wishes to Mrs. Hope as well. When we come back, we're going to talk about creative and affordable summer vacation ideas. But first, on a Wednesday morning, this is Today on NBC.
Playing baseball. Gee, that's
right now, bring into any Mattress World a discount card, a club card, or a military ID and receive an additional 10% off our already lowest prices. Choose from the largest selection of mattresses in the Northwest.
It's not too late to sleep like a baby. Mattress World.
Our bathroom never looked this good until I called 1-800-BATHTUB. Rebath remodels your bath in as little as 1 day, so there's no mess, no stress. Rebath converted our old bathtub into a new walk-in shower.
Call 1-800-BATHTUB today about the nationwide sales event. Financing with huge discounts, no money down, no payment, and no interest for a full year. Rebath is fast, affordable, and guaranteed for life.
Call now 1-800-BATHTUB for a free consultation or info kit. That's 1-800-BATHTUB.
Let's go over this one more time. How long did the beef cook?
20 minutes.
Good. Tortillas?
5 hard shell, 5 soft.
Car. Hi, sweetie. Good.
Cheese, cheddar, shredded.
Okay, we're ready. Lose the evidence. Let's not get sloppy.
They'll think you made it yourself. Introducing the Fiesta Family Meal from Taco Bell. Everything a family of 4 needs to build their own tacos, plus chips, rice, and beans. Think outside the bun.
Get more out of your home. Save more of your money and your time with a more competitive fixed home equity rate. Only from U.S. Bank. What more could you ask for? More cash for college? Genius. It's fast and easy to refinance with a more intelligent home equity rate. Visit any U.S. Bank branch, usbank.com, or call 888-444-BANK. Get more from U.S. Bank. All of us serving you.
Donate or buy a used car from Portland Rescue Mission and help hurting people right here in our community. We recondition your car, then sell it, offering you the maximum tax deduction allowed. Call Portland Rescue Mission at 503-MISSION and give something more.
8:37 now, and this morning on Today's Travel, summer bargains. Times may be tough, but there are some real travel deals out there. In fact, some are even free. So here with unique and affordable trip options is travel reporter Valerie Delia. Valerie, good morning.
Good morning, Natalie.
Travel is way down, so a lot of people definitely looking to save some money when it comes to, but they, you still want to take a vacation.
Yeah, and people have more time than money on their hands, so I'm looking at some options that are short-term to long-term, all the way from 8 days up to 4 months.
So there are some great deals out there to be had, including the first one, which is in Costa Rica. Tell us about
Costa Rica, this is on the Pacific Coast. It's a villa resort. It's called Recreo. Everything about it is private. The private villa, the private pool, a private housekeeper, your own personal chef who makes 3 meals a day for you, including your drinks, alcoholic and non-alcoholic. And it's an adventure getaway for a family where you can go horseback riding on the beach. And now this is as low as $43 a night per person.
That is unbelievable.
For up to 2 weeks.
All inclusive, $43 a night per person.
That's
that is
right.
a huge bargain. All right, great. Okay, next I've heard Anguilla off the coast of St. Martin is a fabulous place to go. The Today Show's been there. So what's cooking there?
You know, normally it can average about $500 a night. I found a place that is $500 for a month per person for a stay for a month at Arawak Beach Inn. It's really a modest place, but it has refrigerators in the room. It's on a fishing harbor. You can even get an efficiency kitchen to further economize. But if you have some downtime and you really want to kick back, you can also bring children under 12 for free, 2 of them in the room. So that's $1,050 for an entire month.
Great. Okay, let's say you'd rather stay a little bit closer to home, and let's take a little walk here very close to home on our set here.
That's right.
This is sort of a camping vacation.
Yeah, it's a work camping, it's called. It's for people who have RVs, and you're able to exchange your skills for an RV site. So you might work in, let's say, maintenance, or maybe behind the desk, or helping pull in the RVs. And you can
How much time are you talking?
Okay, well, I'm talking about 15 to 25 hours per week. But you're also getting paid at some of the private campgrounds between $7 and $12 an hour.
And you get a great campsite to
You get
stay
a great
at, right?
campsite. You get a hookup for your RV.
Oh, good. So a little adventure for the family as well.
That's right. Now,
okay. Now,
this one is up my alley.
Yeah, I love this idea.
Okay,
So
this is
a little bit more work involved here too.
This is a 4-month yoga retreat at Kripalu, which is a beautiful retreat in the Berkshires. For $250, you can volunteer for this 4-month period, and it's really an immersion in the yoga experience. So in your off time, where you work 35 hours a week, you can do as much yoga as possible, and there are special workshops that you can be involved in. So
Does
when
she
you
come with it? That's what I want to know. She's making me feel very relaxed.
She's such a great
here.
support. That's right. So that's $250 for 4 months, but you are working, maybe you're working in the kitchen, you're dicing up vegetables, it's all vegetarian. You're also sleeping in a communal dormitory style room, but that's what you want out of it.
And
you
you
just
get
want
the spa retreat though on the side.
You
too.
do, that's right.
Great, wonderful. Okay, now this one is one that I love, having grown up in Spain. And tell me about the Pueblo Inglés.
Okay, Pueblo Inglés is an English-speaking village for Spanish-speaking people. So they invite people like us to go over and speak basically incessantly with the Spanish people. And in the summer, there is a teen town so that people from America who speak English can go over with their teenagers and participate in this. But your job is to speak for up to 12 hours a day for 8 days. But
It's a lot of talking.
It is a lot of talking, but I think you can do it.
You don't mind hearing yourself talk so much.
Yes, but you can't speak any Spanish at all. It all has to be English speaking so that these Spanish speaking people can immerse themselves in the language. And you get to stay for free, eat for free, but you do fly yourself over.
Well, the good thing is you get to immerse yourself with another family too, which is a lot of fun. You really get to live the culture. Wonderful. Now, who is this handsome? Does he come with you too? Does he travel with you?
That's
Joe, right?
This
Now,
is
this
Joe
is another
Hutchenko.
great option.
This is one for the boys. This is for the boys between 40 and 68
Or
years
for
old.
the girls on the other side.
No, that's right. He is what is called a gentleman host, and he sails on upscale cruise lines such as Cunard and Princess.
Yeah.
And what he does is he knows his way around the dance floor, and he gets a reduced rate on a cabin to be a gentleman host and a goodwill ambassador on board these ships.
So you know your way around the cruise liners, and you know the foxtrot, I hear.
Shall we dance?
And we shall dance.
I think I'll step away.
Yeah, well, yes. Let's see if we know what I'm doing here with the foxtrot.
You're fine.
He said I was tense when we practiced this.
I think it's
Yeah, 3 minutes to practice.
Very nice. Well done. Right to the camera. There we go. I don't really know what I'm doing, but what a great option. Valerie Delia, thank you so much. And Jovchenko, thank you as well for the foxtrot. Meanwhile, a trip overseas without leaving the kitchen. We're going to show you how, the essential
We're ready.
ingredients for international cooking at home. But first, this is Today on NBC.
Folks. It all started with our father, Dick Inukai.
And now, 24 years later, we're proud our family business continues to serve you and your families.
With Dick's Country Chrysler Jeep Dodge and Dick's McKinsey Ford, you have 72 hours to love it or leave it.
Anytime within 72 hours, you can bring back any pre-owned vehicle you buy from us, no questions asked.
We're easy to find in Hillsboro or online at dicksautogroup.com.
Come see us today. You just got to know where to go.
It's our best carpet sale ever. Buy any of our 15-year gold label carpets and get one room with the whole house installed for just $99. And for a limited time, we'll throw in the pad too. It's our best carpet sale ever at our best price. Hurry in.
Dial 503 Carpets.
Jane, wait. Can't let you do this to yourself.
Do what?
Those prices are crazy. I'm not crazy. You're in denial. Yeah.
Everyone thinks it's disgusting.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say that.
You don't have to live like this.
No.
The Northwest leader in new home liquidation, newhomesale.org, is back with our biggest sale ever. Over 100 new homes by 3 award-winning builders must be sold by June 30th. These quality homes have full warranties and many include neighborhood parks, open spaces, pools, clubhouses, and other luxury amenities. These homes are located in great neighborhoods across the Portland, Vancouver, and Salem areas. To view the entire inventory of homes, go to www.newhomesale.org.
Gresham Subaru is the big Subaru dealer. Get up to $3,300 in manufacturer rebates and choose from our huge selection of the award-winning 2009 Forester. We've had the same owner for 26 years, so we'll be here when you need service later. Only at Gresham Subaru.
This morning on How to Cook Everything Today, a global cupboard. Whether you like the flavors of curry and yogurt, cilantro and chili, or basil and garlic, a few basic ingredients can turn an ordinary home-cooked meal into an international dish. So says Mark Bittman. He's a New York Times columnist and author of How to Cook Everything. Mark, welcome back. Good to see you.
Good to see you,
So
Matt.
we're going international today, and you say right off the bat that 90% of the ingredients that we've got here on our table should be in your pantry anyway.
Yeah, really. I mean, if you're talking about spices, you're talking about soy sauce, coconut milk, a couple different oils, vinegars, things like that. These are things that keep for months, if not longer. And there's no reason not to have them. And then you just add a couple of fresh things, and, you know, you can really, it's not an exaggeration. You can really go around the world.
So, but before we start to decide what to give the international touch to, you have to decide exactly what you're going to cook, what you want to flavor. You're starting with chicken.
Right, but this is the thing, is that if we're talking about 5 or 6 different flavoring combinations here, but we can also be talking about chicken, as we're doing, shrimp, tofu, pork, beef, but lamb, almost anything you can think of can form the basis here.
So the spices and ingredients we're talking here are interchangeable.
The spices are interchangeable, the main ingredients are interchangeable, and you can, you know, we're demonstrating one dish, we're talking about 30.
Let's talk about India and the basic flavors here. We're talking about curry, coconut, fresh ginger, and mint. How do we decide what order and what amounts?
Well, I like to brown the meat or whatever we're using first and then not overcook the spices. So a little bit of chopped ginger, some curry powder. It's okay to brown these things a bit, but you sort of want them fresh tasting mostly. And herb, you know, your fresh mint is almost always going to go in last because you really want to maintain some freshness there.
How do you avoid one spice overpowering the other spices?
Well, there is some judiciousness, if I could use that word here, but I think that fresh spices can be used in greater quantity. I mean, ginger, I would have no problem throwing some more in. Curry powder, you've got to taste at some point, and this is coconut milk. What I love about using curry powder and coconut milk is that this is going to turn just a beautiful shade of yellow. And we'll just let this cook for, I don't know, 2 minutes here, and it'll be done.
All right, let's say we still got our chicken cooking, but we decided we didn't want an Indian meal. We wanted a Mexican meal. The flavors there would be various chili powders, cilantro, fresh chilies, and lime juice.
You know, we have, you know, people think that chili powder is one ingredient, but you can find mild chili powder, you can find spicy chili powder, you can find chili powder that's a blend. They're all suitable. You'd use them as you use the curry here. And fresh chilies, you use the ginger here, maybe a little bit of lime or a combination of chilies. And at the end, as we're going to use mint here at the end, you use cilantro.
Okay, let's move on to Southeast Asia. What should we have in the house to make sure we can get the flavors of that region?
Here, it's funny, the herb is so interchangeable because mint is beautiful, but so is cilantro, so is basil, especially Thai basil or a combination. Again, I like coconut milk with Thai flavors. Fish sauce is really important, although you can use soy sauce in a pinch if you prefer, and lime. And again, chili, if you like. Chili, lime, fish sauce, these are sort of key.
Moving from Thai cuisine here, which this would fit into, to Chinese, and the flavors are what?
Here you're going to go almost always with soy sauce. You can go back to the ginger we had over here, or garlic, or a combination. Sesame oil is really good to finish with. And peanut oil is really wonderful to cook with here.
And finishing up with Mediterranean cuisine, I just want you to describe these herbs here because they look great.
Yeah, these are, you know, this is also very, very flexible. But what we have here is lavender, which is so nice in Provençal cooking. And you know, it's the common flower that we see. Really, really great. Rosemary, thyme, oregano's good too. Some anchovies, garlic, olive oil, of course.
But again, we take all of this, we just mix it with the beef or the fish or the shrimp or the chicken, and we've got an international night in our own home.
And here, we're done.
Okay, I'm just going to stir that a little more because I want to taste this when we go to commercial. Mark Bittman, thank you very much. Appreciate it. When we come back, how to shop for your partner, how to actually find the perfect partner. But first, this is Today on NBC.
Starks Vacuums thinks cleaning should be easy and affordable. With a Starks Tune-Up Special, add life and performance to your old vacuum or trade it in on over 100 models for savings beyond their low price guarantee. Starks Vacuums with 9 locations and now in Bend.
Okay, I get it. These 10 sprinkles represent our friends and family. The 10 people we can call whatever network they're on without using our minutes.
That's included, no extra cost.
Then these would be like the 80 million people on Verizon Wireless we can also call?
Yep, also included.
Huh.
Do you want whipped cream?
Save minutes and money with Verizon Wireless. Unlimited calling to 10 out-of-network numbers, even landlines. Plus, get America's largest mobile-to-mobile calling family. And now get a Samsung Alias 2 for $79.99 and get up to 4 phones free.
Other dealers claim to have your back, but only Beaverton Hyundai actually does. Drive the Hyundai Elantra. Best car for the money for only $9,995. The all-new Hyundai Sonata for just $13,995. Financing is not an issue at Beaverton Hyundai. Qualified buyers get 0% plus up to $3,750 in additional bonus cash on Santa Fe. And you're covered with Hyundai Assurance and America's best warranty. Only Hyundai can say that. Shop online at BeavertonHyundai.com. Come discover why we've sold more new Hyundais in the state of Oregon since 2006.
Starks Vacuums thinks cleaning should be easy and affordable. With a Starks Tune-Up Special, add life and performance to your old vacuum or trade it in on over 100 models for savings beyond their low price guarantee. Starks Vacuums with 9 locations and now in Bend.
My mama told me you better shop around.
We're back now at 8:51, and this morning on today's Relationships, changing your tactics to find Mr. Right. If you're single and searching with no luck so far, consumer expert Janice Lieberman may be able to help. That's right, she's a consumer expert, but her new book is called How to Shop for a Husband. Janice, good morning.
Good morning.
So we know you as our consumer smarts pro, but yet you're also a relationship pro, it turns out, right?
Well,
at least in your department.
Well, I decided I knew what I was doing with the consumer stuff, and I was single for so long. I thought, well, join the forces and try to find a husband the way I know how to find any other product. And it may sound a little crass, but you know, it works. You just use what we know, the techniques we all know about shopping, and apply
we know
it to getting a guy.
And he was a catch. He was a total find.
Thank you.
So you say what you have to do. The book really says is to use the same techniques. Ladies, if you love shopping, you're going to love this, but use those same things that you learned in shopping and apply them to finding a man. For example, the whole thing about finding a little black dress in a man. What does that mean?
Okay, you want the perfect black dress that will take you everywhere. You don't want something trendy that's just not going to last. You want a guy that you can take to your family, that's going to stand the test of time, that won't be thrown out with old trendy stuff like last year's season's junk.
You don't want the motorcycle man then?
No,
he's
not
going to be bad news.
He's fun for a while, but he's going to waste your time.
Okay, so why do you think women then do have a hard time when it comes to looking for the, as you put it, the PGHM, which stands for the perfectly good husband material?
Yeah, we have a whole list. Perfectly good husband material. And we're not talking about tall, dark, handsome, rich. I mean, those are all great. But you really want somebody with good guts. It's like looking for a car. You want somebody that's got a good heart, that's good to you, to your family, that has the same goals, shares the same ideals as you. That's what's really going to stand the test of time and make a great partner.
All right, and you have some consumer tips on finding the perfectly good husband. And you say first thing is not to be too picky.
We have all kinds of friends, and I'm sure you have them, single friends out there.
Nobody is good enough.
Nobody's good enough. And we say, okay, be choosy, but don't be so picky. We interviewed someone the other day. She's 44 and had 70 things on her list, okay?
Oh, my goodness.
Not reasonable, like varicose veins, paunchy belly, thinning hair. Any guy's going to get that, okay? You want somebody. Let's look past that.
Okay, next you say shop for the classic over the trendy.
Right,
again,
which we
the little
discussed.
black dress of a man.
Right, find somebody who's really going to stay with you and go all, and not just the super sexy guy that lasts 5 minutes.
Now here's another one that you say is to look in the mirror for similarities. Although, I mean, you always hear the expression opposites attract. But in this case, somebody who's more like you may be more of a match, right?
There were scientific studies that supported this, and we were very surprised when we did our research. And we found out that even people who look like you, who have the same values, who both are extroverted, both are the same with money and finances, you're going to get along better in the long run. Maybe it's exciting, the opposites in the beginning, but it causes a lot of strife down the road.
All right, and you say online shopping works for dating as well.
Niche marketing, go where they are. We don't have time to go out and meet people, and also tell everybody that you know. Do you know somebody for me? Ask them. Setups are a great way to meet people, and if you don't get, you don't ask.
Got to
If you don't
make
ask, you don't
yourself
get.
available and put it out there that you're available. That's right. And then you also say shop in the men's department, not in the women's. Why is that?
Okay, go where the merchandise
Right,
is. Or
exactly.
go to the Apple Computer Store. Go to Home Depot. Take a fly fishing course. Don't go to tea parlors. Don't go to spas. That's not where the men are. So if you have any free time, which a lot of us don't have, go at least where there are some male figures around
There
that you
you
can
go.
strike up a conversation
And
with.
don't shop alone.
No, because you might both want the same guy, just like you want the same dress that's
Or
on
you
sale.
should shop alone, rather.
You should shop alone,
Right.
and I did, and I got my husband that
There
way.
you
so.
go. Well, Janice Lieberman, great information. Book is called How to Shop for a Husband. Still to come, five must-have fashion tips for you. But first, your local news and weather.
Friday, country sensation Taylor Swift.
I'm performing especially for you.
Live on the Plaza, the Toyota Summer Concerts.
Only on today on NBC.
Travel Highway 50. The journey starts on the waterways of the East. Tom Brokaw reports from the road. Tonight on NBC Nightly News with Brian Williams.
A day in the life of the president. NBC News takes you inside the Obama White House. A two-part special starting Tuesday, 9/8 Central on NBC.
Forged by volcanoes. Carved by glaciers. A world of wonder. Adventure. And lots of sunscreen. This summer, escape. Explore. Exercise your smile muscles. Experience everything under the sun. Now playing in Central Oregon. For epic deals and exclusive savings, log on to visitcentraloregon.com.
Providence Health and Services Wellness Watch.
From the KGW studio on the square, this is a News Channel 8 update.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Brenda Braxton. In the news today, the FAA has picked a Northwest Airport, SeaTac, to test a new radar system that detects birds. It's patterned after the same system used by the U.S. Air Force and NASA. Experts hope the radar can warn air traffic controllers about birds flying toward the approach and departure path of commercial jets. Now here's Keely Chalmers with a look at our first alert forecast.
Thanks, Brenda. Yeah, mostly cloudy skies across the Portland area this morning will turn to partly sunny skies by this afternoon, and temperatures will warm up nicely. Out there right now, we are at 53 here in Portland, 53 also in Vancouver. A cool 50 in Hillsborough. Cascade Locks checking in at 57 degrees. We will warm up into the mid to upper 60s by lunchtime, and our high here in the metro area, 76 degrees. So here's what we can expect. Morning clouds, more afternoon sunshine, and temperatures slightly warmer, about a degree warmer than they were yesterday. Check it out. By tomorrow, we'll be up into the 80s. And those 80s will continue right through the weekend with a whole lot of sunshine. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you back here in 25 minutes.
On Saturday, June 6th, be part of the Regent's Grand Floral Walk. Get your friends and fitness pals to walk and smell the roses down the Grand Floral Parade route. A portion of the proceeds benefits the Dougie Center in Portland. To register, go to grandfloralwalk.com.
News Channel 8 invites you to join us for Oaks Park's 104th birthday on Saturday, May 30th. Get deluxe ride bracelets that day for just $8. Plus, I'll be there for the free cake and the first rides on the new Tilt-A-Whirl, only at Oaks Park.
I believe that he convinced her that she was going to die.
I didn't kill my wife.
A new 2-hour Dateline, Friday, 9/8 Central on NBC.
You start your own company because you want to succeed. Then suddenly, managing your business gets in the way of growing your business. You go from being business owner to being owner and IT department and data manager and on and on. Quest is here to help. Our fiber optic internet with Office Plus has built-in tools to streamline your business, like data backup to automatically back up your data online, and email faxing so you can send faxes directly from your computer. All this plus 99.9% network reliability allows us to take care of the things you don't want to. So you can get back to growing your business. Starting at just $19.99 a month, you'll get fiber optic internet with Office Plus, which includes data backup and email faxing. Call 1-877-405-4442 or visit us online today to try it for 30 days risk-free. And get back to business. Get Quest. Get nimble.
Check engine light on? Get it checked for free at AMCO. AA MCO.
And we're back with more of Today on a Wednesday morning, 27th of May, 2009. Cloudy and dreary here in Midtown Manhattan. We're happy you're sticking with us, and our thanks to the people who've been outside all morning long. Meanwhile, inside the studio on air where it's nice and toasty. I'm Matt Lauer along with Al Roker and Natalie Morales. And coming up in this half hour, we're going to have more of our help with your money woes in these tough times. It's all Money 911, everything from refinancing in a tough real estate market to how to save for your family's future. We've got our expert panel on hand to give you some specific advice coming up.
That's right. Another thing that can keep you up at night, your credit and your credit cards. How to keep your score up and your bills down and your loans paid off when money is so tight these days. We're going to show you some of your best options.
And then on a little bit on a lighter note, how to save money and stay in style at the same time. We're going to ask some of America's leading designers what 5 basic items every woman should have in her wardrobe. And here's a hint, it doesn't include the little black dress. They say, in fact, you should be making more of a statement. We're going to find out what that means coming up.
All right, but first let's check on the morning's top stories. Ann is on assignment. Hoda's at the news desk with that. Hi, Hoda.
Hello, good morning, and good morning, everybody. President Obama is pressing senators to quickly confirm Sonia Sotomayor, his nominee to replace Justice David Souter on the Supreme Court. Last night in Las Vegas, the president described her as brilliant and more experienced than anyone else on the high court. Republicans are promising tough and thorough hearings. There was a deadly bombing this morning in eastern Pakistan that killed at least 30 people and wounded more than 250 in Lahore. The car bomb targeted buildings housing police and intelligence agency offices and came at the same time Pakistan's army is battling the Taliban. Tough talk today from North Korea. It announced that South Korea's decision to participate in a U.S. program to intercept ships suspected of carrying weapons of mass destruction amounts to a declaration of war. Transcripts from a call taped by the FBI show Senator Roland Burris pleaded to be appointed to the U.S. Senate. They also indicate he promised to personally do something in response to a fundraising appeal on behalf of then Illinois Governor Rod Blagojevich. The Senate Ethics Committee is investigating how Burris got his seat. Today, Burris said he did not try to buy the seat. He said the transcripts should help set the record straight. Hundreds of people took to the streets last night in California protesting the state Supreme Court's decision to uphold a ban on same-sex marriage. The court also ruled that 18,000 same-sex weddings that took place before voters approved the ban are still valid. Many of the nation's leading economists predict the recession will end later this year, according to a new survey. However, they believe an economic recovery will be slow and unemployment will still rise. And a spring surprise Tuesday in Alaska, where a family found a couple of newborn moose twins resting happily under the backyard trampoline. They slept most of the day away, but woke up long enough just to mug for the camera. That is adorable. It is now 3 minutes past the hour. Let's check in with Mr. Roker with Check of the Weather.
And not far away, they actually found 2 sleeping flying squirrels. So it worked out perfectly. Let's take a look, show you what's going on. Thank you very much. What's happening? I'm here till Thursday. Try the veal. Beautiful out west. I mean, from Southern California up into Seattle, fabulous weather, lots of sunshine, temperatures in the 70s. However, here in the east, we got a risk of strong storms from parts of northern Louisiana on into southern Illinois. Showers and rain, some of it heavy in northern New England and interior New York State. Hit or miss showers and thunderstorms down through Florida, sunny skies through the Rockies and on up into the plains with maybe a couple of scattered showers through the southern Rockies. That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
You can see the sun shining down on the Astor column as we take a look from our sky cam out at Astoria. Sunny skies across the coast this afternoon after some morning low clouds. Here's a look at your 7-day forecast for the metro area. We will get up into the mid-70s for a high today under partly sunny skies. Then we'll see more sunshine as we head into the weekend with highs in the 80s.
Okay, it's Wednesday. That means today's Money 911. An entire half hour of answering your big financial questions. Gene Chatsky is today's financial editor. David Bach, the founder of FinishRich.com and Going Casual today. And Carmen Wong Ulrich, the creator of CNBC's On the Money. Good to see all of you.
Nice to see you.
All right. And Natalie and Hoda helping out. Natalie upstairs in our satellite studio with video callers. Hoda has gone across the street, got a latte with some members of our crowd. So let's get started. We're going to kick off upstairs with Natalie. Natalie, what do you got?
All right, first up we have Laura on Skype, and she has a question about refinancing. Laura, go ahead.
Hi. My husband and I were hoping to take advantage of the home affordable refinance, and I've been calling my mortgage company for about 2.5 months now, and they won't return my calls. I've also written a letter to Freddie Mac and have not heard back from them. I was just wondering, where do homeowners in my situation turn?
All right, and do you know your credit score too, by the way?
My husband and I, we both have a credit score of right around 800.
Wow, so that's pretty good. Very, very good. And Jean, is it possible for Laura and her husband then to refinance? It sounds like the hardest thing that she's having is getting somebody on the phone to talk to them.
Yeah, it should be possible for you to refinance, and you're not the only one in this boat. We saw a story in the paper over the weekend that said that about 10 to 20,000 loans have actually been modified under this new Making Home Affordable program, not the hundreds of thousands or millions that they were hoping to. The banks are simply swamped. It's not an excuse. It's just the truth. They were not prepared to handle all this volume. So you have to just keep calling, keep writing, and get a housing counselor on your side by going to hopenow.com or calling 1-888-995-HOPE. That's a person who'll be able to work the phone with you. It'll grease the wheels.
So it's just stick to it.
Yeah, it's really, you got to keep going.
All right, let's go to an email now from Marissa, and she's writing, I have an AES private student loan that has a variable interest rate, currently at 2.75%. It's usually 6.5. I've been paying more than I need to on it, even though I'm unemployed. Is there a way that this loan can be rolled into a consolidated loan along with my other federal student loan, which is locked in at 1%? David, what's the answer?
The simple answer is no. You can't take a private loan and roll it into a federal loan. But let's focus for a second on the good news. The good news is you actually have extremely low rates right now, and you made a good investment, as we've talked about a lot of times in this show, by investing in a college education, because your incomes, studies show your income will be $1 million more over your lifetime. So back to those student loans for a second. Out 2.75%, very, very low, and that federal loan at 1%, about as low as you can get. It's practically free money. So what I would recommend you do is pay the extra money on the private loans, because the private loan has the higher rate and it will more than likely go up when rates come back up again, whereas your federal rate is locked right now. So focus on paying the extra money in the private, leave the federal there, and the answer is no, she can't consolidate. She can go to a website which is finaid.org. But she's not going to find a rate right now lower than that. That's a great rate.
All right, let's go across the street now, and Hoda's got a guest. Hoda?
I sure do. I've got Shauna with me from Arizona. One of her daughters is going off to school, and you've got a question about your money.
Yes, I have some money in the stock market. Do I leave it there? Do I take it out?
And how much of your money is in the stock market?
Whatever she's not taking to college with her.
Whatever's left over. Let's throw that to Gene Chatsky.
Probably not much.
Sure. Hey, Shauna, how old are you? And you know, can you read
That is Gene.
I'm old enough to have an 18-year-old.
How old are you?
She has an 18-year-old.
Mid-40s?
42.
42.
All right, there you go. You want to have about 50, 55, 60% of your money in stocks in a diversified portfolio. Put as much of that money as you can in tax advantage programs where it can grow either tax deferred or tax free. That's your IRAs, your Roths, your 401ks. And then as you get older, you start taking a little bit less risk in stocks. So for every year you have a birthday, you can take 1% off the table that you have in the stock market. You'll be just fine.
All right, now we got an email question. This is from Laura. Two of my husband's credit card companies raised their rates dramatically. Laura's in a boat. A lot of people are. They will let him opt out of the raised rates by closing the accounts and paying off the balances at the previous rate. So is this going to adversely affect his credit rating? David, I would think the answer is yes.
You're learning. Yes, it is. It is yes. We're all learning here.
That's right.
You know, it's interesting. I just got an opt-out letter myself. So I actually read all the fine print on the opt-out letter, and right now my rate's 7%. It's going up to 28%.
Jeez.
But what I'm doing is exactly what you need to do. I'm not opting out. You don't want to opt out, because if you opt out, that's going to close the account. And Al, if she closes the account, then she's going to have less less credit available, which lowers what we've talked about, the utilization rate, and that could lower her FICO score.
So then what do you do?
But the only reason you'd ever do that is not opt out is, for example, if you're carrying a very high balance. If you can't afford the 7% to the 20-something percent, for some people, they just can't afford paying that much in interest. It makes more sense to opt out because the cost, the immediate cost, is much more expensive than the hit on the credit score.
What's the alternative?
The alternative is to go shopping for additional credit. People are still getting letters in their mailbox with other credit cards. You could try to transfer some of that balance to a different card with a lower interest rate somewhere between the 7 and the 20-something percent. You want to reduce your cost of interest at all times without reducing your credit limit. It's a game, it's a dance, you got to do both.
And the real challenge we're running into is that every single credit card company right now, because the laws are changing next year, because the bill that President Obama just signed, everyone is raising their interest rate. So the biggest thing
So they're jumping in early to try to screw us.
Yeah, well, to try to get, they want to get their money
as they can out of it.
Yes, I did.
On TV. Okay, so they want to get their money now because they're afraid they're not going to be able to get it later.
Okay, let's head upstairs, Natalie, with Skype.
All right, and we have Brenda on Skype with us, and she actually has a question for her mother. Brenda, how can we help you?
Hi, I had a question. My father passed away about a month ago, and this question is for my mother, who wants to know if she's responsible for her husband's credit card debt. He was the only authorized user on the card, and all the assets are in a living trust.
I'm sorry to hear about your father. And can you tell us how much that credit card debt is?
He had about 4 credit cards. Each of them had various amounts. The highest was about $20,000, but the total debt was about $40,000.
All right, let's ask Carmen that question. Carmen, is Brenda and her mother, are they responsible for their father's credit card debt now that he's passed away?
Yeah, probably not. Well, let's see. But Brenda, first of all, I just want to say I'm so sorry for your loss. We went through this 5 years ago when my mother died, and we found out she had a lot of debt we didn't know about. So in terms of yourself, Brenda, being the daughter, no, of course not. But because you live in a state, you're in Texas, right?
Yes.
Okay, this is a basically community property state. There are 9 states like this: California, Louisiana, Washington, where it's not just the assets that you gain in your marriage, but possibly the debts. Here's the thing: even though you were not, your mother was not a co-signer or a joint account holder or an authorized user, and for most cases, when you marry, you don't marry debt. For most cases. Sure. But in these states, for example, you have to check with your state and an estate attorney, because in these states, the debts can also be joined in your marriage. But here's the other thing: is make sure is that the money is going to come from his estate. So that can affect your mother, Brenda, quite a bit, because, of course, she's partial owner of that estate.
Sure. So she becomes, in a sense, co-owner of the debt.
Exactly.
Right. I mean, indirectly even if it was not in a community property state, because she also owns part of the estate, the money for that debt that he owes is going to come out of his estate. But, for example, if you are a child, it's not, they can try to come after you, but it's not your responsibility.
All right. Let's head across the street now to Hoda, who has another question from the crowd.
Yeah, I've got Julia here from Seattle with her beautiful 2 daughters, and you've got a question involving real estate.
Yeah, is now a good time to invest in real estate?
And you're a homeowner, and you're thinking about rental properties?
Yes.
Okay. All right, let's go across to John.
So, David, are we talking about, is this a good time to look at what she's talking about? It seems like investment property for real estate.
Right. Well, Seattle, first of all, Seattle's a great place to live. And it's interesting, Seattle's real estate out has not come down that much as the national average. In March, the National Association of Realtors showed that Seattle's real estate's down about 15.5% versus the national average, which was down about 8%. So the point there is that it's not as much a buyer's market in Seattle as it is in other markets, which means that she's not going to be able to get the same great deal from price. Here's the things you need to know when it comes to real estate. First of all, if you buy rental property, can you afford to cover the mortgage payment before you get a renter in that property? The banks are going to want to see 20 to 25% down right now on investment property. And they're going to want to see that you have at least probably 6 months, 2 years worth of money to cover those mortgage payments. The thing you want to look at before you buy any rental properties in Seattle is how many properties like the ones you're looking to buy are available for rent right now. Because what you're going to find is a lot of people own rental homes in that market, and so the rents have come down, therefore it might not be able for her to cash flow.
Quick answer. So at this point in time, depending on where you live, is investing in real estate?
It absolutely can be a good way to go right now, depending on the money that you have to invest. Real estate has become a very important part of everybody's portfolio, just like stocks and bonds, but you want to make sure that you are diversified over all the categories so that you don't tip the balance one way or another direction.
But watch out, you're spending already about a third of your your income on your primary residence. That is an investment in and of itself. So I like to be even more diversified. I'd rather you not just consider putting your money in real estate because you're already putting a third of your money in real estate already. So be careful.
Okay, so everybody stand by. We'll see if we can get a tie for David in just a minute. But first, I'm kidding. You look great.
Right,
I like this look.
I bring the tie.
No. Next week you're in a tux.
I like it.
You're in a tux. No, I like it. It's very Donnie Deutsch. A little bit later, it's the 5 must-have items every woman should have in her closet. One of them, David Bach. That won't cost you an arm and a leg. But first, these messages.
With rheumatoid arthritis, it seems like my life is split in two. There's the life I live,
And the life I want to live.
Fortunately, there's Enbrel. Enbrel can help relieve pain, stiffness, fatigue, and stop joint damage.
Because Enbrel suppresses your immune system, it may lower your ability to fight infections. Serious, sometimes fatal events, including infections, tuberculosis, lymphoma, and nervous system and blood disorders have occurred. Before starting Enbrel, your doctor should test you for tuberculosis. Also, ask your doctor if you live in an area with a greater risk for certain fungal infections. Don't start Enbrel if you have an infection like the flu. Tell your doctor if you're prone to infections, have cuts or sores, have had hepatitis B, have been treated for heart failure, or if, while on Enbrel, you experience persistent fever, bruising, bleeding, or paleness. Help bridge the gap. Ask your rheumatologist if Enbrel is right for you and about our copay and financial support programs.
Now is the time you're wondering, who's going to win? You or the swimsuit? Good thing you know that the Special K Challenge can help you lose an inch off your waist in 2 weeks. Now enjoy a greater variety of delicious ways to help you reach your goal. Are you ready to meet your swimsuit challenge? Go to Yahoo, search Special K to design your victory plan.
Is the jar more beautiful than the results? Not in this case. Neutrogena Ageless Intensives Anti-Wrinkle with Retinol SA smooths even deep wrinkles. So choose. Beautiful in the jar or in the mirror.
This is our new cran pomegranate juice drink. Like the cranberry, the pomegranate is a superfruit, prized since ancient times.
He would know.
Also available in light and diet.
I want to show you how new Spray and Wash Max with Resolve Power can get out dried-in stains.
How about grape juice from last weekend?
Check this out. The Oxy Action breaks up the dried-in stain right before your eyes.
Wow.
Look, I'll really dry in this stain. And see, the stain still comes out.
Even before the wash.
You trust Resolve to remove stains around your home, so try Spray and Wash Max with Resolve Power for your laundry. For your most daunting stains on whites, try Spray and Wash Max Whites for ultimate results.
We are back with more of today's Money 911, from credit questions to saving for your family. Here answering all your questions are today's financial editor, Gene Chatsky, personal finance expert, David Bach, and CNBC's Carmen Wong-Ulrich. Okay, let's go to our next question. We've got an email. This one's coming from Holly in Indiana. Her question is, I'm married, mother of 2, getting ready to go back to school to get a teaching license. At some point in the very near future, I'll have to do some student teaching, which of course is unpaid. So I'd like to stick to a budget with this new income adjustment. Do you have a format, tool, software, etc., that you would recommend I use? Jean?
Absolutely, but I also have a trick that I used when I was pregnant, and it works really well. You have to pretend that you are living on that lower income before you actually do it. So for anybody who's going through a pregnancy, you bank one income if you're planning on staying home. And for Holly right now, that means that you bank the additional money that you expect you won't have right now, which gives you a couple of things. It gives you a big fat savings cushion, but it also gives you the ability to know if you'll be able to live on that lesser amount.
So it's like a dry run.
It's a dry run. And then you you track your spending, because that's the best way to build a budget. See where your money is going now. As a general rule of thumb, 35% to housing, 15% to transportation, 10% to other debt repayment, that's your credit cards, 10% to long-term savings, and 25% to everything else, and we'll put that on the website.
Is there a tool or a web thing that anybody
I'm a
wants?
big fan of like Wesabe.com, the free sites there, Mint.com and stuff, because you can go in and it's not only just the plain old-fashioned, we used to remember all these budget and boxes, but you can do things like tag your spending and upload all your credit card statements and your bank statements, and it'll put things together and tally up categories for you, so you can see, for example, how much you're spending on utilities, groceries, and do all of that for you and build pies and all that fancy stuff. It's great.
And the last thing is really easy is that most banks today download into Quicken or Microsoft Money.
That's right.
So, before you have to go to use like a Mint.com, you can just click on a button and boom, it's downloaded into Quicken. You can see an instant breakdown where all your money's going.
All right, now let's go once more across the street to Hoda with a question from the crowd.
Yeah, I've got Gus with me. You met Gus earlier. He's celebrating his 40 years. I just have his picture with Bob Hope as the best man. You got to see it real quick. All right, Gus, I know that you've got a question about your money. Tell us.
Yes. I just wanted to ask, with General Motors and large corporations going bankrupt, what happens to people like us who are the bondholders?
All right, that's a great question. How about Carmen? Why don't you take that?
That is an excellent question. Here's the thing. Did you know as a bondholder that they are indebted to you? You're holding debt. So that's actually a good thing, because what you do, higher up on the rung of folks who are going to get paid. So their secured debtors get paid first. Creditors, for example, that, basically the building that the company is in. But then we're talking about bondholders, which is unsecured debt, for example, yourself. But watch out. When you're going into bankruptcy or companies going into bankruptcy, you're not going to get your interest payments that usually some people depend on every month. So those are going to be suspended. And you may not get all of your bond money back, the full value back. You have to file a claim and see what you get. But
in reality, how in the line, in the great scheme of things, where do folks like
Right in the middle.
Okay.
Right in the middle. After the creditors that have secured debt, then come the bondholders, and after that, unfortunately, the stockholders, if you get anything at all.
That's why people talk about buying stocks when they're so cheap as being a risk, because the stockholders could really lose everything.
All right. Well, guys, again, fabulous advice, always good. And we've been joking, but you do look terrific, David. You really do. You really do. All right. Gene Chatsky, David Bach, and Carmen Wong-Or, thanks to all of you. Don't forget, you can catch Carmen every night on CNBC's On the Money, and she's promising to wear jeans next week. And if you have more financial questions, go to todayshow.com. We'll try to answer them all next week. Still to come on today, the Scottos are here with an Italian spring meal featuring stuffed mushrooms. John's here. Soft-shell crabs and mouth-watering desserts. And we have the next generation of Scottos right here as well. Stay tuned. First, these messages.
The first time I had Silk, my boyfriend said, "Oh, I found this. It's called Silk. I think it looks kind of good. Let's give it a shot." We literally sat down like we were in the taste test and ate it with our cereal. It was good. It was cold. It was good in the cereal. It gave kind of like the bland, healthy cereal a little bit of like a, like a little bit of personality. It is such an easy thing you can do to start getting healthier.
Silk has soy protein, antioxidants, and omega-3s, plus all the calcium and vitamins A and D of milk. Silk. Take a step forward.
In New Scrabble Slam, you have to slap your cards down fast, so you can change seat into heat and then into her. It's not hard, you just need the right card to turn carp into damp, and then finish with a burp. New Scrabble Slam from Hasbro Card Games. Shuffle up some fun.
What's our favorite part of Honey Bunches of Oats?
The sparkly flakes.
The Honey Baked Bunches!
The magic's in the mix. My favorite part? Eating it.
Honey Bunches of Oats. Taste the joy we put in every spoonful.
It's what doctors recommend most for headaches, for arthritis pain in your hands, knees, and back, for little bodies with fevers, and big bodies on high blood pressure medicine. Tylenol works with your body in a way other pain relievers don't. So you feel better knowing doctors recommend Tylenol more than any other brand of pain reliever.
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing an indulgent interlude, a melodic mocha melody. Blended like chocolate and coffee, you're gonna want to sip this through a straw. This isn't a kiddie sweet fix. It's a sophisticated stirring that'll warm your soul and tingle your toes, whipping emotions like cream. Here, for the first time, drizzling chocolate in your ear, is Dwelle.
The sweetest kiss to ever come your way, baby. Oh, yeah.
Home is a stubborn optimist. Home sees light at the end of the hallway. Home knows the importance of responsible lending. We do too. Because it's time for something simpler, something clearer, something that helps you be a successful homeowner. Feeling confident that you've chosen the home loan that's right for you. Starting now, Home has a new address.
The years kids' bones need calcium and vitamin D the most are the years they get the least. But there's a new way to help close the gap. Introducing Sunny D Smoothies. As much calcium and vitamin D as milk. And a taste so creamy, smooth, and bold, they'll love getting nutrients to help bones grow. New Sunny D Smoothies. The calcium and vitamin D goodness of milk with a sunny twist.
Coming up on Today, the 5 must-have items every woman should have in their wardrobe.
Plus, we are cooking up some simple spring recipes with the Scotto.
There's a new Scotto. There's
I
a new
know,
Scotto.
a brand new Scotto.
A brand new Scotto.
We're cloning them now. That's great.
It's identical.
After your
John, get out of the shot. Get out of the shot, John.
When it comes to being more like the original, some 100-calorie snacks just fall flat. "100-calorie Right Bites. Make the most of every bite. 100-calorie Right Bites mini fudge stripes. Made with real Keebler fudge.
Gracious.
100-calorie Right Bites. Make the most of every bite.
Hi there. Time Magazine raves. Disney Pixar's Up is a triumph.
Yes!
The 3D is spectacular. It's funny, funny, funny.
I have just met you, and I love you. Squirrel!
Disney Pixar's Up, rated PG, starts Friday.
I love you.
Light and Fit has 80 calories versus 100 in the other leading brand. And a taste you'll find irresistible. Light and Fit. Great taste, fewer calories.
Keith shatters the GOP's supreme attack machine. Why their strategy could backfire. Countdown with Keith Olbermann. Tonight only on MSNBC.
Susie Orman's masterclass for 2009. What to do with your money, when to do it, and how.
Here is the action plan for all of you. Go on, America!
Next Oprah.
Today at 4 on News Channel 8.
I'm attorney Merrill Schneider, and for more than 20 years, I've helped people get Social Security disability benefits. I also help people get SSI, Supplemental Security Income. SSI is for poor people who are disabled and need help. You can even get SSI if you've never worked. You can also get SSI for your disabled child. Call me now so I can help you.
Call the Schneider Law Offices at 1-800-630-4SSD.
Sports Sunday. Catch up on all the week's action, from the big hits to the local hits. Sports Sunday at 11:35 on News Channel 8. Brought to you by your Pacific Northwest Hyundai dealers. From the KGW studio on the square, this is a News Channel 8 update.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Brenda Braxton. New information this morning about a shooting in Salem that sent 3 people to the hospital. We're trying to confirm reports that one of the victims died. The shooting happened yesterday afternoon at Northgate Park. Coming up on News Channel 8 at noon, we'll have more on the victims and tell you if police have a suspect. TriMet's board is voting right now on proposed service cuts. It's considering modifying 20 bus routes and canceling 4 others to try and close a budget gap. At noon, we'll tell you how the board voted. And a big honor this morning for legendary Blazers broadcaster Bill Schonely. He spent almost 30 years as the voice of the Blazers, and now the Rose Festival is paying tribute. At noon, we'll explain his role with this year's festival. Now here's Keely Chalmers with your First Alert forecast.
Thanks, Brenda. Yeah, like we expected, those morning clouds are clearing out over downtown Portland, letting the sun shine through, and temperatures are warming up into the mid to upper 50s across the area. Here is what we can expect today. Again, after the morning clouds, afternoon sunshine, and we're going to get up to about 76 here in the metro area. Partly sunny skies, a lot of sunshine as we head into the weekend with highs in the 80s. Have a great day.
A-Boy Plumbing and Electrical is quitting business in Vancouver, Tigard, Northwest Vaughan, and Foster Road in Portland. Everything is priced to clear out. Come in and save today at A-Boy.
Hi, I'm Conan O'Brien, and I'm here to tell you about an exciting new technology called television. Television allows you to watch things just as you would on your computer or cell phone, except while seated in a more comfortable chair. Television. Why not watch some tonight?
The Tonight Show with Conan O'Brien starts Monday on NBC. Television.
10 celebrities dropped in a jungle, and you control what happens.
Bees it is.
I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here starts Monday on NBC.
Friday on Today, Taylor Swift live on the Plaza.
I'm performing especially for you.
And Sunday, Dateline on tour.
It's like a backstage pass.
Only on NBC.
Committed no crime and bad mistakes. I've made a few. I've had my share, sand kicked in my face, but I've come through.
Come on, everybody! Come on, crew! Thanks a lot. Thanks for the help. Any way to leave us hanging.
Well, as you can see by that, that's our very subtle way of telling you. Chris Allen and Adam Lambert, they are going to be here. Of course, Chris Allen, the champion of American Idol, the Arkansas kid. He was very gracious when it came to the dramatic performance from his runner-up there, Adam Lambert. You see with Queen teaming up on this song. The dynamic duo is going to be here for their live performance on the Plaza.
I cannot
tomorrow,
believe how Queen left us hanging like
I know. They don't care at all.
Yeah.
Okay, and I had no idea that was going to happen.
What was that?
I don't get it.
What's up with that? Come on.
That's one of our favorite songs around
it
here,
is.
right?
All right. Well, what
What
else we got
else,
coming up this half hour?
All right, we're going to talk to some of the top designers from around the world about what you must have in your closet. We're not talking about these expensive items, but 5 basics, and they make a statement about who you are, and they can stay in your wardrobe for many, many years, so it's going to save you big bucks down the road. The investment will be worth it.
Very cool. And then ahead, the Scottos, our favorites, are whipping up favorite spring dishes that are also simple to make. And it's a big day because we're introducing a third-generation Scotto to the mix. Jenna, Rosanna's daughter, is here with us, junior in college. And yes, so we're very, very excited.
Oh, she's adorable. She's a spitting image of Rosanna.
Exactly, right?
Hopefully she cooks as well as Rosanna, okay, young lady?
Pressure.
John, could there be one shot without you in it? Just one.
There we go. Oh, thank goodness. All right, you got to check the weather for us again.
I'm surprised he's not running down here to try to get into the weather.
Wait,
hold on. Wait for it. Wait for it.
On his way
Anyway,
down.
let's take a look, show you what's going on as far as your forecast is concerned. As far as today, we are looking at wet weather here in the Northeast, sunny skies in the Pacific Northwest, and lots of sunshine in the Southwest with the risk of some strong storms in the lower Mississippi River Valley. Tomorrow, more wet weather in the Northeast. We're looking at sunny skies out west, warm in the plains, and lots of sunshine down through Texas.
He did not make it.
Is he here? Did he? I just knew he would make it down here. There he is.
For God's
There
sake.
you go. Okay, gonna stop.
Careful.
Breaking the furniture.
More airtime. We love John. All right, John, you know what's coming up next? Why don't you just do it? Right
No, I've got to do the local. I have to do the local.
Oh.
That's what's going on around the country. Here's what's happening in your neck of the woods.
Maybe he can give the look. Nothing but blue as we take a look from our Sun River sky cam. Not a cloud in the sky. We're going to see sunny conditions pretty much statewide after some morning clouds in the metro area here in Portland move out. We'll see partly sunny skies by this afternoon with a high of 76 degrees. Then tomorrow, that's when the warming trend really starts. We'll have highs in the 80s all the way through the weekend.
Is he gone?
No.
Okay.
All right,
Sadly.
coming up next, we're going to have 5 fashion basics all women need to have in their closet. Where is he? Where is he?
Hey, John, why don't you do like you had on earlier and wear the dress?
Yes. Right after this.
bicycle. What are we waiting for? The flowers are blooming, the air is sweet, and Zyrtec starts relieving my allergies 2 hours faster than Claritin. My worst symptoms feel better, indoors and outdoors. With Zyrtec, the fastest 24-hour allergy medicine, I promise not to wait as long to go for our ride. Zyrtec works fast, so I can love the air.
What if we all said no?
No.
No to fake food.
And yes to real. Yes to best foods. Made with eggs, vinegar, and oils that are naturally rich in omega-3. With all the taste in the world. Best foods. It's time for real.
It's your last chance for the Ashley Home Store Factory Authorized Sale. Factory Authorized prices. This comfortable reclining sofa just $4.99. Plus no interest till 2013. Visit AshleyFurnitureHomestore.com for participating locations.
If you could have your perfect cell phone, what would that do for you? Phones these days do so much more. Internet, emails, camera, GPS, text messages. They're really your lifeline to so many things. The biggest thing for Best Buy Mobile is that you can look at AT&T, Verizon, T-Mobile, and Sprint. We're very familiar with the activation systems, the features, the pricing, the plan. We're able to give that all to you and help you make a better choice for yourself. We'll transfer your numbers, all your pictures, your music. We're going to make sure you hit the ground running. I'm a huge phone geek, and I want people to be just as excited for this stuff as I am.
You don't need to spend a fortune on deep wrinkle treatments when you can see results with L'Oreal's new Revitalift Deep Set Wrinkle Repair, the #1 anti-wrinkle brand, proven to help repair your very resistant deep set wrinkles for under $20. New Revitalift Deep Set Wrinkle Repair by L'Oreal.
If you purchased Bextra and/or Celebrex on or before July 29, 2005, you could get money back from a class action settlement fund. The lawsuit claims that consumers paid more for Bextra and/or Celebrex than for comparable pain relievers. Call 1-800-547-9360. That's 1-800-547-9360. Or visit BextraCelebrexSettlement.com for information on your legal rights and filing a claim.
This morning on Today's Style, the 5 must-haves for every closet. Jill Martin, of course, a familiar face around here and an Us Weekly contributor, and she got a chance to catch up with some of today's hottest designers to find out what they think you need to have in your closet. Good morning, Jill.
Good morning, Natalie. Well, everyone's been there. You're throwing clothing around the room, desperately searching for that perfect outfit. Well, no more. We went straight to the experts, and the answer is make a statement.
I think everyone has to have at least 5 things, and if you talk to most of us, it's probably closer to 10.
I think it's less about basics and more about personal favorites. Something special that gives everything you have a twist.
You need to figure out what is the new basic.
You have to have a great party dress. It doesn't have to be the basic black dress.
Dress that can take you from day into evening.
You can wear this dress because it's got that yin-yang of casual and dressy. It just has to be the thing that you know works. I think you need statement jewelry.
Big, awesome necklace or gorgeous earrings or some kind of cuff.
A very strong major cuff.
Jewelry now and your shoe really kind of make your day. Your feet make you look and most of all feel one way or another.
A really fabulous shoe can elevate everything about what you're wearing and where you're going.
You need something to throw it all in.
A great everyday handbag.
You have to have one small little bag.
Make it a non-black handbag.
You need your favorite pair of jeans.
I think with jeans that fit becomes the most important thing.
The perfect jean is really important.
Jeans are meant to be fun and comfortable.
And Jill is here. And you know, of course, it seems like the interesting thing you didn't hear them say is basic black. Seems like basic black is out. Right? Is that what it is?
I feel like everyone has that little black dress in their wardrobe. And with the economy the way it is, you want 5 things that are going to pop, that'll spruce up everything you already have. So that's what I'm going to show you today. And everything's under $100, so you don't have to spend a lot of money.
So making a statement, as they said, and the statement dress, a big one here is Reese. Tell us about some of the ones you found.
Well, I just wanted to show that you can go to a lot of different places and you don't
don't have to spend a lot of money. This is from H&M, a great sequin dress.
And sequin's so in right now.
Right, $49.90.
Right.
So this is something you invest in that will last you throughout the year.
Okay.
This one, just a more casual look, because you don't always, a lot of people's statement isn't getting so dressed up. This is from Forever 21, under $30. This is a great dress to have.
Beautiful.
And then Newport News, this is flattering on a lot of figures. It comes in all different colors. This is $79. So I just wanted to show that there's a lot of different ways to go to make a statement.
Right, exactly. Now over here, jewelry too, and they said be bold with your jewelry choices. And we see here, you know, the cuffs, the cocktail rings, it's all big and very blingy.
Right, and this is from Target.
Wow.
So starting at $29.99, and a cuff is great, but do a cuff and not a statement dress.
Right.
Pick one to go with so you don't
Or
look
not a
ridiculous.
statement necklace with the cuff.
Right. It's just pick one thing to go with. But this is an item that you can wear, and people will say, look at your cuff. And
See,
it's
I'm wearing my statement cuffs too.
Right, I know you got it on the theme today. Speaking of, this is your necklace actually that you said to me. I don't ever know what to wear it with.
I just got this, yeah, and it looks like it's too much for me.
Right, but it's a great statement necklace with jeans and a t-shirt. We talked about a little black dress. I mean, this is something that will make any outfit stand out. And then just to show different price ranges, H&M, this starts at $2.90.
These are beautiful
if you could
earrings,
see, if you could see these earrings, $2.90. So those are great. And then it's all about what's old is new. And this great designer, Nicole Schumann, what you do is you send her a locket or any of your old charms, and
If you
for
have
as
any
little
vintage jewelry that you want to
anything.
kind of just bring it back sort of to modern age.
Or your grandmother's old jewelry that you just sort of want to reinvent. This is from Nicole Schumann Designs, and for as little as $50, she'll take your locket
great idea.
or your charms and just reinvent it.
It's beautiful. These are really fantastic.
Right? It's so much fun.
Okay, now shoes. Also, the designer said the shoe can really elevate the outfit. And it can really elevate your mood, of course.
It's true, and it's not just about heels. It can also be about flats. And Piperlime.com, just an example of one of the websites. These are all different designer shoes, starting as little as $39, that you can go on and buy one shoe for the season that you're feeling down or you just want to throw on jeans. You put these on and it'll make the outfit stand out.
Okay, and handbags, too. They said you got to have something to throw everything in, but veer away from the black and go with something that's, again, more bold.
And these are fun. Felix Ray for Target, starting at $34.99. All morning everyone's been saying, who makes those bags?
This is, I can't believe it. This is Target right here. Yeah, that's gorgeous.
Starting at $34.99.
Awesome.
These are great. And then if you like a little more detail, these are $23, olala.com. And this can be worn, all of these can be worn throughout the year. It's a little more beachy, but it just depends on your style. So again, you make a statement depending on your personal style and your personality.
Yeah, and they're trendy, so you don't have to worry about spending a lot of money on a trend.
Right.
Too.
Something like this that's so bold that everyone will remember. If it gets dirty, it's white for the summer. You don't feel as badly investing in something like that, and then after the summer,
you're not spending too much money.
Getting a new one.
Over here, denim too. And again, you don't have to necessarily go designer here, right?
You know what? Everyone asks that with, I'm standing behind a bar here. Everyone asks that with designer jeans. I mean, for me, my favorite jeans are Gap. I think it's all about just finding that perfect fit, what fits you right.
Whatever
Is it
works.
boot cut? Is it flare? It's not about spending a lot of money. It's just about finding the perfect fit for you.
All right, Jill Martin, some good things there. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Coming up next, the Scotto family gets into the spring of things. In today's kitchen, where's John? Come on. What happened to John? Did the family kick him out? Oh, there he is. Oh, dear. There we go. We'll have them right up.
The years kids' bones need calcium and vitamin D the most are the years they get the least. But there's a new way to help close the gap. Introducing Sunny D Smoothies. As much calcium and vitamin D as milk. And a taste so creamy, smooth, and bold, they'll love getting nutrients to help bones grow. New Sunny D Smoothies. The calcium and vitamin D goodness of milk with a sunny twist.
You don't need to spend a fortune on deep wrinkle treatments when you can see results with L'Oreal's new Revitalift Deep Set Wrinkle Repair. The #1 anti-wrinkle brand. Proven to help repair your very resistant deep set wrinkles for under $20. New Revitalift Deep Set Wrinkle Repair by L'Oreal.
Now is the time you're wondering, who's going to win? You or the swimsuit? Good thing you know that the Special K Challenge can help you lose an inch off your waist in 2 weeks. Now enjoy a greater variety of delicious ways to help you reach your goal. Are you ready to meet your swimsuit challenge? Go to Yahoo, search Special K to design your victory plan.
It's back, and it's beefed up. It's Applebee's 2 for $20 deal, now including real burgers. Get 1 appetizer, 2 entrees, and a real night out for just $20. 2 for $20 is back, only at Applebee's. It's a whole new neighborhood.
For me, your favorite toy? You're gonna want Mr. Fuzzy Man even more now that we've discovered Beneful Playful Life with extra protein, so you're ready for anything.
Beneful Playful Life. Another healthful, flavorful Beneful.
With rheumatoid arthritis, it seems like my life is split in two. There's the life I live,
and the life I want to live.
Fortunately, there's Enbrel. Enbrel can help relieve pain, stiffness, fatigue, and stop joint damage.
Because Enbrel suppresses your immune system, it may lower your ability to fight infections. Serious, sometimes fatal events, including infections, tuberculosis, lymphoma, and nervous system and blood disorders have occurred. Before starting Enbrel, your doctor should test you for tuberculosis. Also, ask your doctor if you live in an area with a greater risk for certain fungal infections. Don't start Enbrel if you have an infection like the flu. Tell your doctor if you're prone to infections, have cuts or sores, have had hepatitis B, have been treated for heart failure, or if, while on Enbrel, you experience persistent fever, bruising, bleeding, or paleness. Help bridge the gap. Ask your rheumatologist if Enbrel is right for you and about our copay and financial support programs.
Protect them when you can. With new Aveeno Active Sunblock, photostable technology provides UVA protection proven to outlast traditional sunblocks, and it stays waterproof up to 4 hours. Continuous protection only from Aveeno.
This morning in today's kitchen, it's simple spring recipes with a family of hot chefs, the Scottos. Heading up 3 generations of the Scotto clan, of course, Marion, who is introducing Rosanna's daughter and her granddaughter, Jenna, along with her own pride and joys, John, Anthony, and Elena, New York restaurant Fresco by Scotto. Good to see you. This is so special. And welcome, Jenna.
Thank you very much.
Now, what is it like working beside your grandmother?
Oh, it's a lot of fun.
What about this guy?
Yeah, I work with my Uncle John at Fresco on the Go.
They put him with the expert. Okay, let's move on now. So we're starting off with some spring recipes, including mushroom.
Al, all these recipes can be done before you sit down and have dinner, so you can enjoy your dinner with family and friends. We're beginning with stuffed mushrooms. Okay. I have sauteed some bacon, scallions, onions. I put in my breadcrumbs. I put in my pinoli nuts. Hand me the grated cheese. Okay, there you go. Mix it all together. It's a Romano. Mix it all together. Right. And here it is, already done. You wash your mushrooms. Right. I try to wash it in cold water and pull it apart, all the dirt right off. You stuff
Unless
it.
you like the crunchy bits.
No, I don't think so. No. You stuff it, oil your pan, 20 minutes, and you're done.
And boom, that's what you end up with.
And it's great.
Okay, and now, here we go. So take it away.
Tell us what we're doing.
My Uncle John and I are making an Italian chef salad with tortellini pasta.
How's it get started?
Perfect. So then we've already cooked the pasta. It's a cheese-filled pasta, the tortellini. We now have our mozzarella, our salami, prosciutto,
Italian ham.
Italian ham. We have extra virgin olive oil and red vinegar.
And then, Jenna, what goes in next?
2 cups of cherry tomatoes, cut in half. Then we have some spring onions. We have grated cheese.
Right. Most people don't use their fingers. And then what do we finish it up with? A little basil?
And salt and pepper to taste.
And it looks like this, and we make it at Fresco every day. It's very simple to make.
Just like you.
Wait, a big hand for Jenna.
Yes, Jenna!
And how about a pickle?
So let's talk about social crepes.
Let's talk about soft because they're in season right now.
This is the time. Right? This is the time you want to have them. It comes quickly. It goes quickly,
You're
and they're
making
absolutely
them Italian
delicious.
style
Yeah.
here.
I mean, really, what we're going to do is we've cleaned them already. We're going to soak them in a little milk. It could be buttermilk, but we use milk.
And you got to really clean them well, right?
Yeah, you don't want to see that whole process, right? So let's.
So get somebody else to clean them for you.
Right, and then you're just going to flour them. I season the flour with a little salt and pepper. You're going to place them in hot oil.
Watch out.
Please be careful.
Really
they're going to spit.
dirty.
While that's cooking, let's do that
Made a good
mayonnaise.
aioli
Yeah,
sauce,
let's
right?
aioli sauce. So
With
we started with capers. Let's start with a little. Let's start with a little mustard and
standing
mayo.
over here.
Mustard and mayo. We're going to add chives, basil,
John didn't
tarragon,
get this job. John?
capers.
Here I am to the rescue.
Worcestershire. Follow me along now. Tabasco. Tabasco.
I'm in the house.
And we're going to do
John's
this.
here.
Oh, dear. Help
And
us all.
this is what this dish is going to look like. It's absolutely
That
delicious.
looks great.
It's just they're browning on both sides and you're done. Yeah.
Okay. And they spit a lot, so be careful.
They spit.
We're moving down to the best part, the ricotta pudding. Tell us about this, Elena.
That's right. Once again, quick and simple,
Okay.
get you out of the kitchen. So I have whipped ricotta. I have whipped heavy cream with powdered sugar.
All right.
So hold on, I'm going to ask
this
you-
thing?
Yeah, okay. Hold it
Fold
together. And then simply we're going to add chopped pistachio, some dark chocolate,
Awesome.
cinnamon, vanilla, and orange zest. We whip this all together. How quick and simple is this?
That looks beautiful.
You simply just put it in a parfait dish, refrigerate, and then you have time to go outside and have fun. And it's a really light and creamy and easy recipe to serve to your guests over the summer.
That looks absolutely delicious.
And all these recipes are really simple.
Yes, very
And we
simple.
make them all the time for ourselves and for the rest of
That's fantastic. And Jenna, you were spectacular.
Thank you very much.
What we want to do next for Father's Day, we want to have all the Scotto kids in, and they're going to cook for us. Grandma's going to kind of take care of the Scotto kids. There you go. All right. And of course, you can find these recipes on our website at todayshow.com. Jenny, you want to finish this up?
Sure. This is Today on NBC.
Other dealers claim to have your back, but only Beaverton Hyundai actually does. Drive the Hyundai Elantra. Best car for the money for only $9,995. The all-new Hyundai Sonata for just $13,995. Financing is not an issue at Beaverton Hyundai. Qualified buyers get 0% plus up to $3,750 in additional bonus cash on Santa Fe. And you're covered with Hyundai Assurance and America's best warranty. Only Hyundai can say that. Shop online at BeavertonHyundai.com. Come discover why we've sold more new Hyundais in the state of Oregon since 2006.
Keep your grill going all summer long. Because at Safeway, there's great value on plenty of thick and juicy whenever you want it. And with Club Card savings on our guaranteed tender Rancher's Reserve beef, now's the perfect time to stock up on all the mouth-watering you can handle. You could say Safeway just lowered the price of summer. Safeway, ingredients for life.
I tried patches, gum, cold turkey. None of them worked. After my first session at Positive Changes, I never smoked again. When I'd show houses, walking up a flight of steps, I'd literally be out of breath at the top. Now I can walk up 3 flights of steps. Amazing how much energy I have. I want to go out. I want to hike. I want to bike. And I do it now. If you're thinking about quitting smoking, choose Positive Changes. It's the most wonderful thing that's ever happened to me.
Positive Changes Hypnosis Centers. Yes, it works.
The Rose Festival Waterfront Village is Portland's place to play. Enjoy a fantastic carnival, the Bi-Mart Kids Zone, and unexpected surprises. Kids 6 and under are always free. The best value in family entertainment is at the Rose Festival Waterfront Village in Waterfront Park. Don't miss Revelry Weekend, presented by Delta Sky Miles credit card from American Express. Enjoy heart-pounding thrill rides, NBA Nation starting Saturday, and Sunday's superhero and villain costume contest. Visit rosefestival.org for details.
And so to come next hour, you got your whole other show to do here.
Yes,
Brooke
we
Brooks
do.
is going to be here from
She's
Dancing
gonna
with the Stars.
Yeah, we're also going to trace our family roots. Back to the Pharaohs. I don't know where Kathy Lee's go. God knows. Just saying.
The Pharaohs.
But first, your local news and weather.
This is Today, watched by more viewers than any other morning news program ever.
Friday, country sensation Taylor Swift.
I'm performing especially for you.
Live on the Plaza, the Toyota Summer Concerts.
Only on Today, on NBC. I'm gonna die.
Now, the only way to rescue her is to play dead.
Stephanie, is that you?
Days of Our Lives.
Are you a mom? Go to momtourage.com and check out mom moments for advice, support, and ways to escape. We all need help. Get it at momtourage.com.
Let Conan make you laugh at night. Then laugh with Drew in the morning. We've got you covered. The Tonight Show with Conan O'Brien, starting June 1st.
Providence Wellness Watch on surviving stroke.
An easy way to remember the signs of stroke is what we call FAST, F-A-S-T. If someone has a face droop, arm weakness, and speech problems, any of those things present, the T is for time, to call 911. Every minute, over 6 million brain cells die once a stroke is happening. And if we can treat it quickly, we can save more cells and save more life quality.
Learn more about stroke symptoms and prevention at providence.org/stroke.
Hi, I'm Drew Carney, asking you to help kids in their fight against cancer simply by eating pizza. Right now, Pizza Schmitza is donating a portion of their sales to children's cancer research. Have a slice. Help the cause. Brought to you by Pizza Schmitza and KGW News Channel 8.
Right now, at Pizza Schmitza, you can get a large, one-topping gourmet pizza for just $9.99.
Pizza Schmitza. Big pie, great pie. Pizza Schmitza.
We all know someone affected by this housing crisis. People are looking for solutions in these turbulent times.
Depending on your circumstances, options may range from a home loan modification all the way to bankruptcy.
We're the Corbridge & Short Law Group located here in Washington County, Oregon. Our group of professionals are ready to provide you with the legal services you need.
Let us help you stay in your home. To find out more, visit CorbridgeShortLaw.com or call us at 503-352-9360.
Strong, solid, successful. That's Corbridge & Short.
New Alpenrose Organic. Nature makes our milk.
From the KGW studio on the square, this is a News Channel 8 update.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Brenda Braxton. New information this morning about a shooting in Salem that sent 3 people to the hospital. We're trying to confirm reports that one of the victims died. The shooting happened yesterday afternoon at Northgate Park. Coming up on News Channel 8 at noon, we'll have more on the victims and tell you if police have a suspect. TriMet's board is voting right now on proposed service cuts. It's considering modifying 20 bus routes and canceling 4 others to try and close a budget gap. At noon, we'll tell you how the board voted. And a big honor this morning for legendary Blazers broadcaster Bill Schonely. He spent almost 30 years as the voice of the Blazers, and now the Rose Festival is paying tribute. At noon, we'll explain his role with this year's festival. Now here's Keely Chalmers with your First Alert forecast.
Thanks, Brenda. Yeah, like we expected, those morning clouds are clearing out over downtown Portland, letting the sun shine through, and temperatures are warming up into the mid to upper 50s across the area. Here is what we can expect today. Again, after the morning clouds, afternoon sunshine. And we're going to get up to about 76 here in the metro area. Partly sunny skies, a lot of sunshine as we head into the weekend with highs in the 80s. Have a great day.
KGW News Channel 8 is proud to serve our community with informational programs for children. Here is this weekend's children's programming lineup.
Since coming to Positive Changes, I've gone from a size 16 to a size 8. At age 67, I think that's pretty good. Since losing this excess weight, I've been able to be off the Coumadin totally, and my blood pressure medicine has been cut in half. I feel like a new person. Now, I have the energy to get out and ride my bike 10 miles a day. I enjoy playing with the great-grandkids and just enjoy life in general. Positive Changes does work.
Call for your free consultation. Positive Changes Hypnosis Centers. Yes, it works.
Her death foretold.
I believe that he convinced her that she was going to die.
I didn't kill my wife.
A new 2-hour Dateline. Friday, 9/8 Central on NBC.
Would you like to look younger without surgery? Vanderveer Center is the leading provider of non-surgical image enhancement, known for its warm, discreet care and exceptional results. There's never been a better time to place your trust in the experts at Vanderveer Center.
I bought beautiful carpet for this room, and I got carpet for this room free. Plus this room free.
It's a first from Empire. Buy 1 room of carpet and get 2 rooms free. We offer quality carpet and you get to shop at home. Plus, we install next day with no payments for 1 year. It's an incredible offer. Buy 1, get 2 rooms free. Call Empire today.
800-588-2300 Empire.
Today.
Vanderveer Center helps men and women of all ages look years younger and pounds thinner without surgery, scars, or downtime. For the best.
Before I call anyone else, having good health in my house is important to me. I have asthma, and I'm certain that the duct cleaning has made a difference in my allergies. It's really wonderful to have all these services available in one place. One call, and they can do it all. And the price is right. It's a great relationship.
This is a public announcement. CNNMoney.com reports that in some areas of the country, buyers are scooping up homes for as little as $1,000. Foreclosures are at an all-time high. Government and private banks are liquidating these homes now. If you currently rent a house or apartment, you may call now and learn how to receive your free list of these homes. All others may call tomorrow. Every house must be sold. This is a public announcement.
For more information, call 1-800-891-3464.
A must to see, the dancing white stallions, including the Airs Above the Ground, the world-famous Lip is Honor stallions.
Performing at the Rose Garden Friday, June 5th and Sunday, June 7th. Tickets are still available at ComcastTix.com.
Welcome to the digital world. By June 12th, Antenna TV will be all digital. Get ready with a digital TV set or converter box. Plug the cable from the output of the converter box to the TV's input. Use the right antenna and start enjoying free digital TV now.